it is so cool to be from Edmonton, to create a whole business where I could quit my job and do this full time.
Edmonton is the best place to try something new.
I find that if you are willing to just tell people what you're working on, the first thing they're going to do is say, oh, I know someone that can help you.
You see competitors helping each other. It's quite a unique Edmonton thing.
There's so many resources out there to help you build
teams, but I would probably say depth-wise, this is probably as deep as we've been since I've been here. It's a luxury to have. That's what good teams have. You know, you have guys. I think we get a lot of guys that can just play in any situation, and I think that gives Nobber a lot of options, right? Like, RV's coming in, you can play him on the third line, you can play him on the first line. Like, it doesn't matter. He knows how to play in every situation, and I think that we have a lot of guys that are just capable of playing anywhere up and down the lineup.
That is the Edmonton Oilers' Leon Draisaitl. So Victor Arvidsson is in for Connor Brown. As we go to the line combinations of the game, they are brought to you by PlayAlberta.ca, an official gambling partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Based on the pregame warm-up, Connor McDavid up front with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Leon Draisaitl with Vasily Podkolzin and Corey Perry. Adam Henrique along with Evander Kane and Kasperi Kapanen, and Matthias Janmark along with Trent Frederick and Victor Arvidsson. On defense, the D remains the same for this game. It'll be Brett Kulak and Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse and Troy Stetcher, Jake Wallman, and John Klingberg. Stuart Skinner starts in goal. In the 2 years of the playoffs against Dallas, Skinner is 6-3, a 1.94 goals against average, a .925 save percentage. The Stars, Jake Ottinger, is 3-6 with a 3.03 goals against average and an .886 save percentage. But in this series, it's even more pronounced. Skinner at .930 through the first 3 games, and Ottinger at .842. Peter DeBoer and the Dallas Stars need a strong performance tonight. We will tell you Roope Hintz, based on the warm-up, is in. He'll play with Granlund and Rantanen. Looks like Dadonov comes out from amongst their forwards. They're going to keep Beck in, Oscar Beck, along with Blackwell and Sam Steele on that fourth line for the Dallas Stars. Harley and Heiskanen, Lindell and Ceci, Bichel and Petrovic, and the Oilers really haven't got to that pairing. It's been the other pairings that they've sort of been able to gash a bit in this series. Edmonton up 2-1. Dallas, all they need is a split, and that's what they're shooting for tonight here at Rogers Place. Dallas outshot Edmonton 21-7 in the second period, but we ended up even in goals when Connor McDavid got a goal in the final minute to restore Edmonton's 2-goal lead, and then the Oilers put up a field goal in the third. 6-1 the final in Game 3 after a 3-0 shutout performance from Stuart Skinner in Game 2. Oilers lead the series 2-1. They've basically lost 2 periods. Third period, Game 1, 3 power play goals by Dallas, an even strength goal, and then an empty netter. 5 goals in that period. And the Oilers probably lost the second period of Game 3, but survived it 1-1 in terms of goals against. Edmonton's outplayed the Stars in 7 of 9 periods. Still to come are inside the game analyst Rob Brown and much, much more. There's a total of 19 minutes to face off, and this is Rogers Game Night on the Oilers Radio Network.
Chemco is more than just a trusted local name. Chemco has been building industry across Canada for more than 60 years. From engineering through to commissioning, construction, maintenance, and beyond, Chemco's multidiscipline approach stands firmly on the belief that Chemco cares. It's not just what they do, it's how they do it. Visit Chemco.com and discover how they can support your project today. Chemco, proud fans of the Edmonton Oilers, serving and supporting communities across Canada for over 60 years.
Play Alberta has hundreds of casino games right at your fingertips. Join thousands discovering why Fortune Coin is one of Alberta's most popular games. Fill your reels with golden coins. Multiply your prizes up to 6 times and turn good spins into legendary ones. Land the Fortune Coin symbol to win cash. Trigger the jackpot. Launch the free spins bonus and watch as the dragon takes over your screen. New players get 100 free spins only on PlayAlberta.ca. Claim your offer today. If you gamble, use your game sense.
This is Rogers Game Night on the Oilers Radio Network.
I think both. I think you can go back to our first round against LA. We're down 2-0, and I think you can take away from the experience in Florida that we were in a worse spot and we were able to kind of battle back and get to a Game 7, right? So, and then the Vancouver series that you alluded to, we're down 3-2 and we're able to win a game at home and then go win a road Game 7. So the more you play in the playoffs, the more you get comfortable in those environments, and you don't know what a series is going to throw at you, but the more you've played in series, the more likely you've been in that situation, right? And I think this group has been about in just about every situation possible, and there's no bigger game you're going to play in than the one we played in last year in Game 7. Obviously, we lost that, but we'll be more comfortable playing a game like that if there ever is a game like that, right, in the future. I think we're just comfortable in all different situations because we've been in almost all of them, really.
That is the Edmonton Oilers' Zach Hyman. The Edmonton Oilers, Chris Knobloch, this is his 7th playoff series over the last 2 years. The Oilers are 9-12 in games 1 through 3 of the playoffs under Chris Knobloch. Conversely, they're 16-2 in game 4s under Chris Knobloch, 16-2 games 4 through 7, and 6-0 in the prior 6 series that Knobloch has coached. That's it's tough to be better than that record. The Oilers will want to keep that going tonight. They're playing a good team. Dallas a good team, but Edmonton's up 2-1 in the series. The Oilers Kids in OilCountry Playoff 50-50 is presented by Rogers. It's now live. In addition to tonight's jackpot draw, you can win $10,000 cash and a 2025 Ford Bronco Sport. The main jackpot is now officially over $5 million. And the playoff bonus jackpot is also over $5 million. That's 2 separate jackpots. You can get your tickets now at EdmontonOilers.com/50-50 for more chances to win. Let's go to Legacy Heating and Cooling. Who's hot, who's not? Legacy Heating and Cooling, home and no payments and no interest for 1 year. Not Connor McDavid, not Leon Draisaitl, not Mikko Rantanen, but Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is leading all scorers in this series. Nugent's got 3 straight multiple-point performances. He's got 2 goals and 7 points and is +6 in the series. That's pretty good. And he is a major reason why the Edmonton Oilers are up 2-1 in this series. So you got to love it if you're an Oilers fan. Pizza 73 out of town scoreboard brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Last night, Carolina Hurricanes, they were staying alive by virtue of a 3-0 shutout victory in South Florida. And they've extended their series. Game 5 goes tomorrow night. Florida's still up 3-1 in the series. Memorial Cup. This game will decide which team gets a bye right to the final. London Knights 2-0. Medicine Hat Tigers 2-0. And it is 1-0 London on a power play goal from Sam Dickinson, the San Jose first-round draft choice. Sam O'Reilly with an assist. He's got 4 points in 3 tournament games. He's the Oilers' first-rounder, 32nd overall in 2024. Stay tuned following the game for the Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance goal of the game. Health, dental, travel. We've got the coverage you need. Visit ab.bluecross.ca. We are currently looking at 14 minutes to face off, and this is Rogers Game Night on the Oilers Radio Network.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
The same AI-powered technology that helps Oilers fans move through security efficiently at Rogers Place is also available for Edmonton area schools, hospitals, and workplaces. Evolve Technology, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers and official security screening partner of Rogers Place, helps identify potential threats and create safe experiences at hockey games and wherever people gather. Visit Rogers Place to experience Evolve live or check out evolve.com for more information. That's EVOLV.com.
You're listening to Rogers Game Night on the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers, 880 CHAD, and on the Oilers Radio Network.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Rogers Game Night from the Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Edmonton is up 2-1 in the 7th series that Chris Knobloch has coached as the Edmonton Oilers over the last 2 years. 9-12 in games 1 through 3. Now, 2-1 against Vegas, 2-1 against Dallas. That's where we're at right now. 16-2 in games 4 through 7. The 2 losses, game 5 in Vancouver, a goal in the final second. They lost 3-2. It was about 30 seconds left. JT Miller scored. And then game 7 of the Stanley Cup final, which a ricochet or puck bounce either way, and maybe Edmonton's the champ. Rob Brown, our Inside the Game analyst. Why has Edmonton been so much better as the series have gone on?
Well, it's one thing that we've talked about each series that Knobloch has coached is the adjustments he's made. His willingness and gutsiness of making line changes or goalie changes when the easy out, he doesn't take that road here. I mean, Victor Arvidsson, who was coming into the lineup again tonight, he was pulled out of the lineup. This was a game after we talked about the importance of the fourth line and how good he was on that fourth line and what he did. Still pulled him out because they thought they needed more speed, and Captain came in and was fantastic the rest of that series. So Knobloch makes adjustments along with the rest of the coaching staff, whether it's power play, penalty killing, line matching. He just seems to have the golden touch, and a lot of the stuff he does seems unconventional, and you're sitting here thinking, okay, why is he doing that? Yet it works out. So Chris Knobloch, he comes across with the moves that he makes as a very veteran coach with very limited experience at the National Hockey League level.
All right, well, they are making one change because Connor Brown is in the protocol after getting that heavy hit from Alex Petrovic. And Arvidsson comes in. They're going to play him further down the lineup, though, to start. Your thoughts?
Well, to start, I think that's the key right there. I think what we know with Chris Knobloch and with the Oilers, what you see in warm-up, what you see at the first shift of the game might not be there 10 minutes later. Arvidsson is, every player that comes back into the lineup from the press box, it comes out like a gang on fire. Like they are ready. They're excited. They do not want to get pulled out again. So I would imagine Arvidsson's going to have a big game. He's going to be physical. He's going to drive the net. I imagine at times you will see him on a line with Leon Draisaitl because he's been with he and Pod Polston many times throughout the regular season. So I think the Oilers will miss the penalty killing and the speed of Connor Brown, but they're going to get a bit of tenacity with Victor Arvidsson.
All right. Rope Hintz is back for the Dallas Stars. Your thoughts?
Well, they're better with him in the lineup, but I can tell you this from experience. If he wasn't good enough to play 48 hours ago, he ain't 100%. I'm guessing that there's some freezing involved with his injury,
yes.
So that he can't feel the pain. But when you freeze part of your body, you lose that feeling, and it's awkward and odd. So they are better with him, but I don't think Rope Hintz is anywhere near 100%. And this is a Dallas Star team that has just struggled to score 5-on-5, and you brought a player back that's playing well, or that's good, but what can he give you? Now, he's probably going to give you more than the guy they pull out, but he will be hampered in this hockey game, and it'll be interesting to see how much he can give.
.930 save percentage for Stuart Skinner in this series, .842 for Jake Ottinger.
Well, going into this series, I felt that the Oilers' top 12 forwards was stronger than the Dallas Stars forwards. I just thought the way they were playing compared to the way Dallas was playing. I thought the star power, the Oilers had an edge in that, and I thought on the back end it would be a wash. I thought Dallas' top 3 were fantastic, but depth-wise I thought the Oilers were stronger. Where the Dallas Stars should have had a big advantage would have been in net. They had Jake Ottinger, who was one of the best in the world, and they have Stuart Skinner, who has been up and down. It hasn't even been close. Stuart Skinner has outplayed Ottinger again, as he did last year. And if the Dallas Stars, with the biggest advantage they have, which would be in net, if they don't have that advantage in this series, they're going to find themselves out of this series quickly. They need Jake Ottinger to be the Jake Ottinger that he's capable of. We have not seen that so far in this series.
An argument can be made in the last 2 games. Dallas hasn't had any puck luck.
100%. I agree with that. I mean, the second period, when you outshoot a team as badly as they did the Oilers in the second period, and you have 21 shots on net and some grade A scoring looks, you deserve more than what you've got. You got the 1 goal, and that was it. They haven't had it. And the Oilers, a couple of this goals they've scored in this series have hit sticks and bounced to the right spot. But even with the puck luck and the lack of puck luck for the Dallas Stars, the Oilers have been the better hockey club. But it's funny. Everyone talked, Florida's going to win 3. They're going to win 4 straight, or they're going to win in 5. The Oilers got to win this series quick. They got to get it done in 5. Dallas Stars are a very good hockey club,
yes,
Bob,
they are.
with a fantastic first line, a great goaltender. They got one of the best in the world on defense. If the Dallas Stars were to win this game tonight, it's 2-2, best of 3 left, 2 games in Dallas. This is a huge hockey game. Dallas is capable of winning. The Edmonton Oilers got to take this game and seriously drive the nails into this Dallas Star hockey club and do not give them belief, and that starts at the beginning of this hockey game.
So the beginning, the start to the game is our keys to the game, brought to you by Ford, the official partner of the Edmonton Oilers, built Ford proud. More with Rob Brown and Brendan Escott during the end of the roll, first and second intermissions. The officials have come on to the ice. You're about to hear the fervor and the energy here at Rogers Place as they're about to open up the Oilers dressing room door. And out comes Edmonton starting goaltender Stuart Skinner, followed by Darnell Nurse and Zach Hyman. We're at 108 decibels as we speak, and they are about to go crazy in the Terror Dome here at Rogers Place. Game 4, Edmonton up 2-1 in the series. The Oilers 5-1 at home in the playoffs. The Stars 2-5 on the road. Jack Michaels will have the call up next on Ford Dealers NHL Western Conference Final playoff action on the Oilers Radio Network.
At Northern Lakes College, students work, raise their family, and complete their certificate, diploma, or partnership degree. With NLC's supported distance learning model, you can do it all in a flexible online classroom. Explore a variety of programs from academic upgrading to university studies, including a wide range of courses available through continuing education. Skate into your new career in a learning environment that works for you. NorthernLakesCollege.ca. The education you want, the flexibility you deserve.
Blue-collar work deserves big-dollar perks. Get a heavy wallet with Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals is hiring heavy equipment technicians, maintenance supervisors, PM servicemen, maintenance coordinators, and pretty much every other position that makes Alberta go. We help move the earth that makes Alberta grow. So why not work for a company that makes your bank account grow too? Visit HeavyMetalEquipment.ca to find your new career. Heavy Metal Equipment and Rentals, helping you move the earth.
Ready to score big on your outdoor space? It's game time with Park Landscaping. Transform your backyard into a winning arena with Park Landscaping's expert team. From design to maintenance of lush lawns and state-of-the-art synthetic turf to inviting pools and captivating water features, Park Landscaping will make your outdoor space the MVP. Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in the game with Park Landscaping. Call 780-486-2744 today or email info@parklandscaping.ca.
Bloom Benefits offers amazing coverage that even the toughest hockey players can get behind. With excellent coverage, they offer things like massage. You want to go? Counseling services. Let's go. Dental coverage. That was not offside. And eye exams. With custom health coverage for any group of any size, Bloom Benefits make every team better, stronger, and healthier. Plans start from just $54 a month. Rethink your benefits today at bloombenefits.ca.
We welcome you live inside Rogers Place for Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Here's Robert Clark.
Hey, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
Tonight's exclusive NHL broadcast.
Shoots and scores! But now it's Draisaitl off to Connor McDavid. Centers Kane for the hat trick. He scores!
All the action called by the voices who know the game inside and out.
This crowd explodes!
Bob Stauffer and Jack Michaels on the Oilers Radio Network.
Game 4 has arrived at Rogers Place, and the Edmonton Oilers will be looking to push the Dallas Stars to the brink, and here's how they'll start tonight. It's Jack Michaels alongside Bob Stauffer in our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth, and Stuart Skinner will return to the pipes. In 4 victories this year, he has a save percentage of .991. That is nearly impossible to pull off, but he's done it. Adam Henrique will center the line to start with Kane and Kapanen on the wings. Kulak and Nurse defensively. Game 4, puck drop has been executed, and the Oilers dump it in left to right. They're moving in the first period in their blue sweaters with the orange and white trim. Kulak defending the red line. Only change for Edmonton out of necessity. Connor Brown injured on a hit up high from Liam Bichel. He's in concussion protocol and will be out probably a week. So you've got a situation where Victor Arvidsson returns for the first time in 17 days. Midway through the Vegas series, that change was made. Dallas on the attack. Steal, a wrist shot, and a kick save made by Stuart Skinner. The fourth line starts for Dallas. An interesting message sent by Pete DeBoer. Evander Kane turned it over at the Dallas line. Punch forward by Mikko Rantanen. Rope Hintz is back in uniform today for the Dallas Stars. Dodonov sat down. Here's Hyman to drive and a save made by Jake Ottinger, and a good look inside for Connor McDavid, but a swing and a miss at the rebound. The Oilers with chances early. Their top line buzzing. Hyman, McDavid, and of course Ryan Nugent-Hopkins coming off a game where he assisted on 3 of the 6 Oiler goals. Across. Played by Kulak to Bouchard, down low right corner, just out of the reach of McDavid, and chipped the other way by Jason Robertson, who got credit for the one Dallas goal in Game 3. It was a tip-in of a drive from Liam Bichel. Resetting for the Oilers carefully in his own zone is Jake Woolman. And he'll spin away from traffic in the form of Wyatt Johnston. So Dallas sitting down one of its top 8 goal scorers to Donov, one of 8 guys who scored 20 this year, but doing nothing in this series. They're trying to get Wyatt Johnston some help, and he doesn't get it here as Jamie Benn is unable to get a puck touch. They move Granlund down to that line with Ben and Wyatt Johnston. And Bob, they've elevated and continue to elevate Robertson with now Hintz back in uniform and Mikko Rantanen. And for the last 3 years, you and I have penciled in every Dallas game Roope Hintz alongside Jason Robertson.
Yeah, and they've been a lethal combination together. The only question is, Rob Brown mentioned if he wasn't good enough to play 2 days ago, you know he's dealing with something after that slash from Darnell Nurse.
Game 3 to Edmonton, 6-1. The Oilers lead the best-of-7 Western Conference Final, 2-1. Game 5 will be Thursday in Dallas, and that will also be 6 Mountain Time. Stetcher with a steal at his own blue line, brings it up the center, fires it off the boards just out of the reach of Vasily Podkolzin, playing with Draisaitl and Perry tonight, and someone got splattered in the corner as the Oilers finishing their check. First Podkolzin, and then running around Victor Arvidsson, obviously excited to be playing for the first time since Game 3 against Vegas.
When they show it on the scoreboard here, the play with Corey Perry, the fans are going to lose it if they have it, because that was a miss.
Perry's going off underneath, maybe or no. He's now talked to TD Force and he wants to stay on the bench. They were trying to lead him down the tunnel.
That was a missed call by the officials. Total interference on the play by Granlund, right from behind, right between the numbers.
Off the draw, Petrovic, a shot that was blocked, rebound taken by Rantanen and put behind the net. Here's Tyler Seguin with a wrist shot from the left circle that sails wide. Petrovic fires off the pads of Skinner. Rebound, take it backhand wraparound through the crease, untouched by Matt Duchene. And the Oilers punch it back through the middle. Petrovic up the right-hand side and quickly fired in by Mason Marchment. Skinner to knock it down for Edmonton. Waits out the Dallas player and then tries to clear up the left-hand boards. Did not get it out. Seguin centers, quick chance, and what a save made by Skinner. He got across when Duchene fired it right back into him. But Bob Duchene had the right side of the net available to him.
It's a bad matchup here for Edmonton. The Oilers got to survive this.
Duchene walks in, draws a penalty against John Klingberg. Ottinger to the bench, 6th attacker on. A wrist shot from the blue line blocked. Rebound, Wallman off balance, can't get there. Marchment put it up top. Bischel misfires on a pass intended for Mikko Rantanen, the extra attacker. Now it comes into the slot. Marchment unable to finish. A blast by Petrovic wide of the net. That'll clatter off the boards and all the way down the ice. Going to be picked up by Bischel. This is still a delayed penalty called on John Klingberg. Bischel will leave it. And carrying it up ice is Mikko Rantanen, right to left for the Stars. And the white and Kelly Green. Moving in, Roope Hintz up top for Esa Lindell, down low. And controlling is Rantanen one more time. Kicks it back to Thomas Harley, who's had a quiet series. Wrist shot from the point, deflected up and out of play, and an extra shot delivered as time is called. Nugent Hopkins took a couple of extra whacks, but going to the box here, I thought initially it was John Klingberg, and indeed that's the call for holding rather than hooking.
Chris Rooney, Spartan got clipped. All I'm going to say is, okay, it's a penalty on Wallman, but how do you miss the hit from behind on Corey Perry? And now Dallas gets on the power play.
I thought actually Klingberg did more to take a penalty there than Wallman, but you're right.
Got to win face-offs here.
It is Klingberg. Yeah, it's Klingberg.
Good
so
call.
Here's
Good pickup.
Harley in the left corner. Loose right circle, taken by Rantanen, shoveled around the boards. Harley let it go through Duchene. Now you've got Rantanen. Nurse on a wrap-up. Rantanen curls to the middle, and it's pitchforked out of the zone by Adam Henrique. He and Nugent Hopkins will come off, as will Nurse and Kulak.
So we're going to see McDavid out second forward unit with no Connor Brown tonight, Jack.
McDavid and Zach Hyman. We saw that late in Game 3 as well. Dallas's last power play. Hintz, a one-timer ripped wide by Rantanen, who's third all-time among Finnish players in playoff scoring. A clear by Evan Bouchard down the ice, and that's going to be settled by Ottinger with 1:05 left in the Snap Auto Parts penalty kill. No score through 5 minutes. This is Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Oilers lost the opener 6-3, have rallied with 3-0 and 6-1 victories since. Marchment to the middle. If they hold serve today, they'll push Dallas to the precipice of elimination. Janmark a steal in the slot. The clear to Darnell Nurse, 2-on-2, shorthanded left to right. Kapanen walks in, mishandled the puck. Got it back against Marchment. And then he was taken off. Crowd wanted a stick infraction. None was forthcoming. Mikhail Granlund down the left-hand side for Dallas. And trying to hold the zone was Robertson, but he effortlessly fighting him off and clearing was Zach Hyman. And that'll drain the penalty time to Klingberg inside 20 seconds. Miro Heiskanen doesn't even get the Edmonton line. Clubbed back the other way by Evan Bouchard, and Heiskanen has to reset. McDavid still hovering out there shorthanded. Lead pass Lindell, bumped in by Rope Hintz, fielded by Stuart Skinner. He'll put it high up on the plexi. And this is a chance now for Leon Draisaitl shorthanded. Left to right drop pass. Here's Klingberg fresh out of the box, and he turned it over. Hintz and Rantanen the other way. Racehorse hockey. 5 minutes in. Rantanen dishes, shot Ceci, missed the net, clattered off the corner boards and all the way down the ice. Streaking back to pick it up will be Oscar Beck. Draisaitl on him. Draisaitl and Rantanen tied for second in Stanley Cup playoffs, scoring behind Connor McDavid coming in. Stetcher takes a pass from Nurse and fires it right back into the offensive zone. But Colson ineffective at holding the puck in deep, and it's cleared by Blackwell ahead for Sam Steele. Held in by Thomas Harley, down low left corner. Non-factor offensively thus far in the series. Steele up top, shot, does not make its way through. Beck had it stripped by Adam Henrique, and it was funneled back through center by Vasily Podkolzin. Harley there to collect for Dallas, ahead for Colin Blackwell. Attacking zone left wing, a shot on net. Stick save made by Stuart Skinner, his fourth of the night thus far. Jamie Benn, the Dallas captain. Colin Blackwell. Steele perched in front. Back to the point. Bishop could not maintain. He'll kick it across. Petrovic tried to get it to Blackwell. Intercepted by Adam Henrique. Now it's Kulak. On to Adam Henrique. And Evander Kane thunders in with Trent Frederick in on the forecheck. Bishop wires it up ice for Wyatt Johnston. Granlund's moving over the line. Wrist shot to save made by Stuart Skinner. Rebound gobbled up and cleared by Klingberg. This will be an icing call against Edmonton with 12:14 to go in the first period. Skinner has 5 saves. Ottinger has just seen 2 shots at the other end. But Dallas, after scoring those 3 consecutive power play goals early in the third period of game 1, well, they've been 0 for 5 on the power play since.
Well, Dallas to get a couple looks there. D-zone draw for Edmonton.
McDavid against Hintz. 5-on-5 out there with Robertson and Mikko Rantanen. And a tie-up off the draw. Rantanen couldn't get a shot away. Frederick brings it up ice with Evander Kane. Wrestled free by Rantanen and backhanded in. Klingberg off to Kulak. Hintz cut it off. Robertson right corner. Tried to angle it off the board. Stolen away by Evander Kane. 3-on-2. Kane had 2 assists in game 3. Here he dishes to McDavid. Backhander, and he sifted it wide. Connor McDavid scored twice in Sunday's 6-1 victory. Here's Hintz gliding in left-hand side. Checked off the puck by Jake Wallman. Wallman. Hintz wrapped him up, and Wallman Wallman did kind of force that stick into his midsection, shoveled in. They're not giving Edmonton the call there. Lead pass Harley, and maybe a 2-on-1 here. Chipped across by Duchesne to Sagan. Back in front. Duchesne can't get a shot away. And then Marchment missed a tap-in. Gives it up for Sagan. A shot short-sided. A save made by Stuart Skinner. Rebound Harley. In front. Backhander wide from Duchesne. Another shot off the side of the net from Marchment. And the rebound cleared ahead for Zach Hyman. Now it's McDavid breaking in left to right. Moving it. Wrist shot. And that somehow stayed out. What a good look. But missing the net time was Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. Nurse defending at the other end. Booted inadvertently by Stetcher toward his goaltender on a cross-seam pass. Skinner made the save. Hyman had the stick knocked out of his hand as he got it inside the Dallas blue line. Miro Heiskanen the other way.
Hyman straight off, Jack.
Here's Heiskanen. Hyman's going off underneath. A backhander short side and a save made by Stuart Skinner. Edmonton and Dallas, no score. We've played 9.5 pretty frenetic minutes. Shot in by Victor Arvidsson. Out there with Podkolzin and Janmark. Chris Knobloch liked that line late in the LA series and early against Vegas. Kulak defending against Colin Blackwell. Comes up with a puck to John Klingberg. From center ice, he'll shoot it in. Off the corner boards, Alex Petrovic laid it off the plexi. Then a quick shot taken and a save made on Arvidsson by Jake Ottinger. What a first 10 minutes. Ottinger just the third puck he's seen. Meanwhile, Skinner has stopped 8 at the other end. But again, similar to Game 3, despite decent pressure, Dallas thus far, nothing to show for it. We've got no score. This is Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Live from downtown Edmonton, Rogers Place on a gorgeous sunny afternoon in Edmonton with Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Rogers is Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network. We're made for Oilers fans. You can stream Leon scoring in Leduc. Watch Tide tie things up in Tofield. Or check out Connor doing Connor things in Kalmar. And even watch Stewart steal the show while you're in Sedalia. Try saying that 3 times fast. Rogers, proud partner and fan of your Edmonton Oilers.
Hey folks, Paul Brandt here. Around these parts, we work hard, play hard, and we demand the best. Sometimes you need a truck that's a cut above. The Ford Super Duty. Tough enough for any job with the style and luxury you deserve. It's as powerful as it is refined, with cutting-edge features that make every drive a pleasure. In short, this ain't your everyday pickup. The Ford Super Duty. Drive the finest truck Alberta has to offer today at your Alberta Ford dealer. And tell them PV sent you.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation 50-50, presented by Rogers, is back and bigger than ever. The largest 50-50 in sports offers early bird draws, bonus raffles, and a main jackpot, which is growing by the second. With over $100 million invested across OilCountry, your support directly helps kids, families, and communities in need. Maybe you'll be our next winner. Get your tickets right now at EdmontonOilers.com and help make OilCountry a better place.
AGLC license number 696879.
All games, all seasons. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
No score in the hockey game, despite pretty decent chances for both hockey clubs. Connor McDavid just pushed a backhander wide off a breathtaking rush against Jake Ottinger. Shots are 8-3 Dallas here in the first period. Of course, in the second period of Sunday's game, it was 21-7 Stars, and yet Dallas had nothing to show for it, trailed by the same 2-goal margin. Now we've got a penalty, and this one, Jamie Benn will be called against Klingberg, and at live speed, I didn't see a ton there, Bob. This is a tough call.
Well, I'm going to tell you right now.
Barry Kay in the house?
Possibly, because we saw Chris Knobloch. He doesn't often hold the official during the...
Maybe the stick a little bit on the right skate.
Yeah, but you wonder whether or not, did they miss one earlier? And the Oilers...
Well, you don't wonder. They did miss one.
Yes.
So the Oilers get a chance at a power play.
Corey Perry, the net front here. Zach Hyman has not returned to the Oilers bench after running in a Mason Marchment.
Oilers 7 of 13 at home on the power play. Off the draw, you've got McDavid shooting, and a kick save made by Ottinger. That might be his best save of the series, because that had some sizzle on it from McDavid. Tagging back up is Corey Perry. McDavid inside. Nugent Hopkins, a backhander to save Ottinger. He wanted to drag it back to his forehand, Bob, but there was backside pressure, so he had to settle for the backhander 5-hole.
That's well played defensively by Dallas.
Bouchard rounds out the power play unit. It's brought to you by Atco Energy. Napa Auto Parts penalty killing unit already has come up with a kill in this game. Atco, your trusted Alberta retailer. Oilers set up in the offensive zone. Draisaitl on the right half boards up to Bouchard. High slot, McDavid spinning top of the left circle. against Johnston. Gets it back from Bouchard, close quarters, and Johnston made the steal on McDavid. He'll drive in and try to challenge the Oiler captain, forced out wide, and now he'll try to rag the puck against Nugent Hopkins, and he succeeds for an additional 6-7 seconds before it's pried loose by Leon Draisaitl, who curiously enough has just one power play goal in this postseason. Uses a pick from Corey Perry to Nugent Hopkins. One-timer score! Leon Draisaitl, power play goal. Edmonton takes a 1-0 lead in Game 4.
Well, just like you ordered that one up, Jack. And Dallas will say that the Oilers got away with a Corey Perry pick on the zone entry. And how hot is Ryan Nugent Hopkins right now?
He's got 8 points in the series, coming in with 7. Only 2 players in the last 30 years had had more points than Nugent Hopkins in the first 3 games of a conference final. Malkin in 09, Carter in 14, and their clubs won the Stanley Cup. Give and go, Nugent Hopkins and McDavid. On Sunday, Bob, that time it was Nugent Hopkins and Draisaitl working magic.
All right, well, Edmonton's got to sustain the momentum here in this goal because Dallas has had some good stretches, 5v5 already in this first period.
Draisaitl, who had 16 power play goals during the regular season, but just 1 in 14 to start the playoffs. Well, his second puts Edmonton on top 1-0. From Nugent Hopkins. Shoveled in by Petrovic off the draw, grabbed by Brett Kulak. He'll spin behind his own net off to Kapanen, who booted it out into the slot, and it's punched forward by Evander Kane. Petrovic will collect for Dallas. Stars in the white moving right to left. Robertson has it stolen by Kapanen, tossed back behind the Dallas net. Ottinger will leave it first for Petrovic, then off to Bischel. He has trouble handling the puck. Perry, by the way, will get the second assist on the power play goal. And now Draisaitl in a tie with Connor McDavid atop the Stanley Cup playoff scoring race. A drive from the point as Dallas walks in is fielded flawlessly by Stuart Skinner at the expense of Tyler Seguin. So Skinner with 9 first period saves. Draisaitl with his 7th of the postseason and the 48th of his playoff career has put Edmonton ahead 1-0. This is Game 4 of the West Final from Rogers Place in downtown Edmonton on the Oilers Radio Network.
Looking for custom flags, banners, or canopy tents? Aurora Flags and Banners has a dedicated team to provide you with custom solutions and quality products. Aurora Flags has proudly serviced Canadian businesses and organizations for more than 30 years. Get a quote today at auroraflags.com.
Businesses deserve the best protection against cyber threats. Alltech offers state-of-the-art IT and cybersecurity solutions to safeguard digital assets. The team of experts at Alltech are dedicated to providing the highest level of security, ensuring that data remains safe and operations are seamless. With Alltech, businesses can focus on growth while the rest is handled. From advanced threat detection to comprehensive data security, Alltech has it covered. Choose Alltech for reliable and effective cybersecurity. Visit alt-tech.ca now to learn more.
Do your tires feel like hockey pucks on the road? Perhaps it's time for a new set of Atturo tires. No matter what you drive, Atturo has the right fit for you, including the all-new Trailblade HT and AZ810, premium all-weather tires for your pickup, car, SUV, or crossover. You can rest assured that Atturo tires will get you through all 4 seasons. Available at Action Car and Truck, Point S, and tire shops everywhere. Find a dealer near you at atturo.com. Looking for custom flags, banners, or canopy tents? Aurora Flags and Banners has a dedicated team to provide you with custom solutions and quality products. Aurora Flags has proudly serviced Canadian businesses and organizations for more than 30 years. Get a quote today at auroraflags.com.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Leon Draisaitl, power play goal. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer from high atop Rogers Place, our Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Off the draw, that was ripped high and wide by Matt Duchesne of the Dallas Stars. Arvidsson able to nudge it through traffic, and it's picked up by Cody Ceci. Now on the right-hand side for Sagan. Cross seam to Marchment. Shot tipped on net. A save made by Skinner against Duchesne. Here's Marchment again, short side, and another save by Skinner. This line heating up. We saw it in Game 3, and it's been a force in Game 4. And, Bob, because that line has moved around in Pete DeBoer's rotation, often, even on the road, Dallas gets a friendly matchup.
Yep, they do. Now, here's part of the problem for Edmonton. Right now, at this point, Zach Hyman is out of this game.
And we don't quite know why. I would suspect, based on the collision, maybe a wrist.
Yeah.
But he went straight off and has not returned. Rope hints off the draw. Here's Heiskanen, a shot and a blocker save made by Skinner. Then again, that's where the depth comes in, Bob. Yep. The Oilers dress 18 skaters tonight. 17 have a goal in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That's a luxury they did not have as recently as 3 years ago. Here's Rantanen in from the right-hand side. Checked off the puck by Brett Kulak. Behind the net, you've got Evan Bouchard. Up the gut, Nugent Hopkins gliding in from center with a soft toss that's going to be speared by Ottinger. Jake Ottinger at some point is going to have to outplay Stuart Skinner. And head-to-head, he hasn't been close in the previous 9 Western Conference final games between these two teams.
No, Jake... as good as he is, and he might be the U.S.'s #1 goaltender at the Olympics next year. 3-6 lifetime against the Oilers, .886 save percentage in the playoffs. Skinner 6-3 with a .925 save percentage.
In Western Conference Finals, Ottinger is 5-10. Every other playoff game, he's 27-19. Dallas trying to avoid a third straight loss in this round. Pete DeBoer has lost 5 of the last 6 Western Conference Finals with 3 different teams.
Pete DeBoer, a junior teammate in Windsor, as you know, with Keith Gretzky and Paul Maurice.
Off the draw, chipped up the left-hand side, swatted back in by Perry. Evander Kane looking for that puck, and attempted clear by Jamie Benn. And now rifled up ice. It was Benn's penalty, remember, with a trip on Klingberg that set the Oilers up with a power play, which they cashed in. Leon Draisaitl, who now busts down the middle, gets it back from Corey Perry, turns and centers, and that was deflected away. Evander Kane has moved up with the absence of Hyman to play, for now at least, with Draisaitl and Perry. Draisaitl, a little reverse hit with Jamie Benn, and now trying to defend his Klingberg. Granlund powered past him, but Wallman was there. And now 4 players do battle for the puck just behind and to the right of Stuart Skinner. Centering past Johnston. Beck didn't handle it cleanly. Got it back to Bishop. Shot Petrovic, sails wide. Rebound collected by Mikhail Granlund. He fires on net, and a save made by Skinner. That might have caught the outside of the goal post as well. Granlund right back on the puck. Left half boards for Dallas. Beck getting worked over in the corner. Edmonton defending in its own zone right now, but leading by a count of 1-0. Draisaitl checks Granlund. Beck, in the meantime, sends it up to Petrovic. He had it taken away by Wallman. A high flip. Did he put too much on it? No. Good touch from Wallman. Petrovic forced to play it over to Bishop. He launches a lead pass right-hand side. Little change of pace from Colin Blackwell, but Nurse wasn't buying it. Sealed him off the puck brilliantly. Effective defensive play, and now Podkolzin tried to launch ahead. Intended target was Janmark. He's off balance. Marchment, meanwhile, the other way. Marchment with Steele and Blackwell. Sam Steele centering pass, and Marchment didn't get all he wanted on that shot. Skinner still had to make the save. Arvidsson will shovel it across, looking for Janmark. Bumped back the other way by Harley. And Dallas's counterattack stifled at the Edmonton blue line as Arvidsson, who's been quick tonight, on the puck once more. Stetcher will send it over to Brett Kulak, and the Oilers will finish a change with 4.5 minutes remaining in the first period. And Edmonton leading 1-0 on a power play goal by Leon Draisaitl. Nudged free by Frederick. Dallas will play it in its own zone. Harley to Ceci up the right-hand side. Marchment, and slapped in by Sagan. Recovered by Skinner behind his own net. Takes a peek up the left-hand side. Kapanen. Kulak tried to get it out, and Frederick did so, swatting it back to center. Miro Heiskanen for Dallas to Esa Lindell. He'll shoot it in. Knocked down by Skinner and left for Kulak. He'll play it up to Kapanen, but Heiskanen won't let it get out. Rantanen up top. Heiskanen kind of fooled by that pass initially from Sagan. Now he'll work his way down low and kick it off the boards. Spun across to Rantanen by Esa Lindell. Duchesne and Sagan digging in down low, but Kulak's going to win a battle with help from Adam Henrique and clear the puck down the right-hand side, and they'll wave it off, ruling that Heiskanen pulled up in an effort to draw icing. 3.5 minutes remaining in the first period. 1-0 for Edmonton. Sent in by Heiskanen. Skinner used his body that time to get it over to Klingberg, and Nugent Hopkins with an outlet to a sprinting Jake Wallman. His soft wrister is guided to the corner by Jake Ottinger. McDavid on the puck. Wallman calling for it, but Ceci got it away from McDavid. And now up the right-hand side, it's Hintz to the net. Ceci! And Skinner looked behind him, and he had it. Cody Ceci, you don't see him jump up like that on a 2-on-1 to create it with Rope Hintz. Skinner wasn't sure where it was, but he's got it. And he's been perfect on 13 shots thus far in this first period, which has had end-to-end action and terrific chances for both clubs. But similar to Game 3, Edmonton's has gone in, and none have for Dallas. Not yet. It's 1-0 for the Oilers. Leon Draisaitl, a power play goal. And our Game 4 coverage continues in just a moment. The Western Conference Final in Ford Dealers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
The Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation 50-50, presented by Rogers, is back and bigger than ever. The largest 50-50 in sports offers early bird draws, bonus raffles, and a main jackpot, which is growing by the second. With over $100 million invested across OilCountry, your support directly helps kids, families, and communities in need. Maybe you'll be our next winner. Get your tickets right now at EdmontonOilers.com and help make OilCountry a better place.
AGLC license number 696879.
When the Oilers are on the ice, the big hits are a part of the game. But they shouldn't be a part of your drive. If you've been injured in a car collision, let James H. Brown & Associates and their over 200 years of combined injury law experience help you. Locally owned and proud Edmonton Oiler fans, James H. Brown & Associates is ready to support you with their unrivaled experience, unrivaled results, and unrivaled commitment. When accidents happen, head to jameshbrown.com.
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Got the flavors to play, yeah. Cooking on ice. Hunger happens, gotta score a slice. Let's go Oilers, E-Town unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue, game on the street. Make the right call, Pizza 73. Let's go Oilers. 737373, Pizza 73. All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Face off to Stuart Skinner's left. Jack Michaels, Bob Stauffer with you. Legacy Heating and Cooling broadcast booth. Home of no interest, no payments for 1 year. Dallas Stars come up with a puck off the draw in the Edmonton zone. Wyatt Johnston trying to get off the schneid. Just 1 goal, 1 point in his last 9 games. Wrist shot from up top by Heiskanen and deflected off Skinner and out of play. Johnston, who just turned 22, is dash 15 in his last 10 games and minus 17 for the playoffs, which, if they ended for Dallas in a couple games, would be the worst plus-minus rating in the history of the league. Matt Duchesne isn't much better at dash 13, but I think they're trying to get Johnston some help, so they sit Dodonov and they put Granlund on his line. Mikhail Granlund, Marcus, one-time Oiler, but Mikhail has had a good season, his first 20-goal campaign in 7 years.
Well, Dallas has had a good first period. They've outshot Edmonton 15-6, and the Oilers are missing Zach Hyman. He got run into by Mason Marchment, and he has not returned, and it's sort of knocked Edmonton's lines. They've already playing without Connor Brown, so that's 2 penalty killers they don't have right now.
But on the other hand, Chris Knobloch has played everybody with everybody. So that's the one thing. They've not only got depth, but they've got familiarity. Here's a tip from up top by Matt Duchesne that grazed the side of the net. Rebound, Draisaitl turned it over. Heiskanen will move it quickly. And now once again, the Stars are buzzing. Harley, though, threw a tough pass that Sagan could not contain. And Dallas, if they're going to work themselves back into the series, they're going to need positive contributions from Thomas Harley, who had a 16-goal, 50-point campaign, but has not shown up in this series, not offensively. Nugent Hopkins at center. Here's a dish by McDavid. Shot Bouchard, and a kick save made by Jake Ottinger. Ottinger's only had to make 6 saves. One beat him, but 2 of them have been among his best of the series. A dump in by Dallas, a clear by Bouchard, and the Stars get caught. McDavid to the net. Wrist shot denied, short side. Jake Ottinger, 3 terrific saves in this first period. Quite frankly, keeping Dallas in the game. And here's why I say that with the Stars out shooting Edmonton 15-8. The Oilers actually have gotten some pretty good looks on Jake Ottinger. Remember, McDavid missed the net on an earlier rush.
Well, how about Ryan Daisy? The puck, Connor didn't pick it up cleanly, but it hit Daisy's skate. Connor's got such great hands that he gets a second chance opportunity off the rush. And Ottinger fought it off in goal.
How big is this game for Dallas? Well, the Stars organization has never won a series down 3-1. And Edmonton has lost exactly 1. And that was 89 against LA. 17-1. The Stars are 0-16, down 3-1. So the Stars trying to dig in. Not only a victory would even the series, but it would restore home ice advantage to Dallas. It would become a best of 3, with, of course, 2 of the games being played in the Lone Star State. Bob and I will have Thursday's Game 5. A drive by Bouchard into the glove of Ottinger. Clean face-off win by McDavid, but Ottinger makes the save. That game again will be played at 6 Mountain Time. And if the Oilers win tonight, they hope to be shaking hands on Thursday night. Off the draw. This time won by Hintz, but Heiskanen fumbled it away, and Ottinger had to scoop it up one more time. Minute 48 left in the first period. Edmonton a 1-0 lead. Want to remind everyone the early bird prizing in our Kids in OilCountry 50-50 presented by Rogers. Well, the early bird prizing is $10,000 cash and a 2025 Ford Bronco Sport. Right now, the main jackpot is nearly $5.5 million, and so is the playoff bonus jackpot. So, want to get involved there. Off the draw, Dallas able to win the face-off, and Heiskanen an outlet that's controlled by Jason Robertson. Rantanen slid it down low, but Hintz was off balance and fell down, allowing Bouchard to clear, but he missed McDavid, and that'll turn into an icing call against the Oilers with a minute 29 as the action, which had been free-flowing for 18 minutes, has really bogged down over the last 30 seconds.
Well, Dallas has won a lot of face-offs so far here, and that's created some ozone time for them. They've won 11 of the 16 draws in this game. It's interesting. Florida is only at about 44% in the circle. Dallas a much better face-off team. I mean, they got Matt Duchene. He's about 65%. Big
hey,
draw.
you always get on me for whamming. What are you bringing Florida into the equation just yet?
There's a lot of work
face-off
left.
right
There's a lot of work left tonight before we're talking about it.
You would have been all over me if I'd done
100%.
that. Here's Ben winning the face-off. Rick shot Harley. That careened off bodies in front to the corner and ends up into the protective mesh for what seems like our 7th or 8th face-off in the last 30 seconds. A minute 23 to go in this first period.
And again, Pete DeBoer will tell you he loves this period, 5-on-5. But the Oilers have outscored now. Edmonton has not finished off some plays.
I was going to say, what about high danger chances, Bob? They seem at best even for me, maybe even slightly in favor of the Oilers. Draisaitl digs in. I agree with you about the zone time, but Edmonton, as you know, part of the embryonic stages, the Oilers are better defending in their own zone. Tapped right-hand side by Jamie Benn off the side of the net as Skinner hugs the post. Granlund and Heiskanen will trade it up top. Granlund tries a change-up from the point that was deflected. Draisaitl did not get out of the zone initially, but eventually chiseled it back to center. Slugged back in by Heiskanen with a minute to go in the first period. Draisaitl, a power play goal from Perry and Nugent-Hopkins, and that's the difference right now. 1-0 for the Oilers. As Bob has noted, no Zach Hyman. Here's Heiskanen. Didn't see a lane he liked, so backs off to center ice. Oilers clogging up the neutral zone right now with Henrique, Janmark, and Kapanen. And again, Knobloch not afraid to use just about everyone, and he has to with the injury to Hyman. Dallas sends it in deep. Henrique to Janmark. He'll weave his way through the neutral zone, chip and charge right around Essa Lindell. Put up the boards by Harley to Rantanen and sent up by Lindell, but Rope Hintz unable to reel it in, and Victor Arvidsson alertly grabs the puck, and with 10 seconds to go, starts the rush to Wallman. Wallman a shot and a save. Ottinger juggled momentarily, and he'll freeze it. The one other positive I'd say, now we've got some pushing and shoving in the corner, got a little nasty for just a moment. Hintz and Wallman the primary combatants, actually. Not two you'd ordinarily expect. What I would say, Bob, and just a cautionary tale moving forward in this series, is Jake Ottinger looks more like Jake Ottinger tonight.
He does. He's pretty clean. We got a penalty here in Edmonton. Wow. They
pulled a guy out of the pile.
Put Colson.
Edmonton minor penalty, 92, roughing.
So Dan O'Rourke sends Podkolzin into the box. 2 minutes for roughing. Bob earlier had mentioned Chris Rooney, who suffered an ugly cut just above his eye, basically on the brow. And that kept him out of action for a while, but he's back in the mix and working tonight's game with O'Rourke. Now Dallas a face-off back in the Edmonton zone. 7.6 on the clock. And, of course, if the Stars require it, they'll have basically a minute 52 to start the second period in an effort to tie the game. Edmonton has 3 power play goals since game 1. Dallas has 0. And the big talk after game 1 was the special teams. Off the draw, Thomas Harley cross ice. And that pass deflected out of play into about the 15th row here at Rogers Place, where the Oilers have won 9 of their last 11.
They keep winning face-offs, Jack.
Yeah, that's bothering you, isn't it?
Yeah, because they're creating opportunities and looks and the chance for spillage on a rebound. Like if they win a draw here, it's going right to the net. They're not going to pass it around. So
you're thinking of that Tyler Toffoli goal against Boston, aren't you?
Yeah, 100%.
Here's Wyatt Johnston lining up for the last draw of the period against Henrique. Won it. Quick step shot and a save. Skinner against Mikko Rantanen. And Bob foretold you that one. But Stuart Skinner is going to finish this period. And he had 20 saves in the second period on Sunday afternoon. Bobby has 18 in the first period tonight. Again, I think Edmonton had some quality looks. I do not think this period was as lopsided as the second period on Sunday afternoon, and it results in the Oilers taking a 1-0 lead thanks to the power play goal by Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, well, here's the deal. They didn't have Rope Hintz. They got him back. The Oilers missed Zach Hyman. I mean, Zach Hyman is leading the NHL in playoff hits. He led the NHL in playoff goals last year.
Well, let's go down to the man who set the screen on the power play goal. Aiden's got Corey Perry alongside.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Corey, obviously a big first 20 for your group. You pick up a goal, one that you get a point on. Just can you take me through that first period from your point of view?
Not good enough. We give up 17, 18 shots, whatever it was, and we played a little slow. We're not getting over our zone cleanly, and it's giving them second opportunity. So we clean that up. We'll be okay. We're up 1, and that's all that matters.
For sure. There is a positive out of this first period, for sure. Didn't take Ryan Nugent-Hopkins very long, but he gets another point. He's been clicking so well. What does that do for your team's morale when you got a guy working that good?
Well, it's huge. He's a big part of our group, and he's been here a long time, and he knows how to play. He knows what to do in high-pressure moments, and we count on those big guys to do a lot of good things.
Thanks a lot, Corey. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Guys.
Thank you, Aiden. And after that first period, as Aiden mentioned, the Oilers pick up a power play goal at 1-0. Bob, what do you have to say?
I'm not happy with what we saw. The officiating in that first period. I mean, that's a chintzy call against Podkolzin at the end of the period. He got taken to the ice, a little bit of going for a rebound. They missed a lot of backside interference, some of which, there were some picks thrown. Dallas is playing with a hate on. They're playing with a mean on tonight. The Oilers have to match it. I 100% agree with Corey Perry. Not good enough from the Edmonton Oilers. They're going to have to manage the puck better out of their own zone, have quicker transitions up the ice. And I am concerned about, we'll have to take a look at the highlight there in Mason Marchment. It looks like incidental contact against Zach Hyman. And right now, Hyman missed the back 2/3 of that period. It's a big loss for Edmonton given how well he's played for. So the Oilers got to start the second period with an effective kill. They're down some penalty killers. Think about it. Connor Brown not available tonight after the hit from and we're going to give Alex Petrovic the benefit of the doubt on the hit. It's a hard hit, hard-nosed, tough hit that knocked Brown out. He's in the protocol. Then you have put Colson in the box, and you have Hyman also a penalty killer.
Just got an update. Zach Hyman will not return to tonight's game, which doesn't necessarily surprise you. But, again, this is where, Bob, you got to play to your strengths, though. And the one thing I'll say about the injury to Hyman is it does play to Edmonton's strengths. Now, you and I did games 2 or 3 years ago where this would be a major concern.
Yes.
But with the players the Oilers have right now at their disposal, I think they're better equipped than ever to sustain an injury to a guy like Zach Hyman.
So Victor Arvids has just come back in the lineup. He's a guy he was signed to be a top 6 guy. Maybe he gets elevated as this game goes on. Maybe there's a chance for him to break through and possibly do something. But the Oilers are going to have to get creative with 11 forwards. The first thing they got to do is kill a penalty.
And they'll have to do that for the first minute 53 of the second period as Edmonton has taken a 1-0 lead on the strength of its own power play. Draisaitl, his 7th goal of the postseason from Nugent Hopkins and Perry at 11:23. That's the difference in the game. It's 1-0 Oilers looking to gain a stranglehold on this series and push the Stars to the brink. They'd have a chance to eliminate Dallas on Thursday night with a win this evening. It's 1-0 for Edmonton. Still 40 minutes remain in regulation. Next up, we'll have Brendan and Rob. Our live coverage of Game 4 of the Western Conference Final from Rogers Place continues in just a moment. This is 4 Oilers NHL Hockey. The Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. Big skies, rugged landscapes. Now that's Alberta in a nutshell. And if you're looking for an SUV that can keep up with this place, check out the Ford Bronco. Built for those who crave adventure, with serious off-road capability and style to spare. Whether you're hitting the mountain trails or exploring the back roads, it's the perfect ride for those who want to experience everything this province has to offer. The Ford Bronco. Adventure awaits at your Alberta Ford dealer. And tell them PB sent you.
It's our YEG with 880 Chad.
Get revved up for pure adrenaline as Annihilation Night speeds onto Rad Torque Raceway on June 14th for an evening of jaw-dropping stunts for the whole family. Get your tickets now at radraceway.com. Then keep the thrills going as the all-new Royal Canadian Circus Big Top takes over West End with astounding trapeze, daredevils, airlists, and more. Details and tickets at royalcanadiancircus.ca.
For details on these and more events, visit 880chad.com. At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Who, curiously enough, has just one power play goal in this postseason. Uses a pick from Corey Perry to Nugent Hopkins. One-timer score! Leon Draisaitl, power play goal! Edmonton takes the 1-0 lead in Game 4.
And 1-0 is where we sit after 20 minutes here at Rogers Place. That's the Highlight Zone, brought to you by Century Casinos. All games, all in, all season. Century Casinos with 3 great locations in Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the Winner's Zone. Oilers, I think that we can all agree, Rob Brown included, that Dallas was out on the front foot in that period. They needed to be, and yet it's another period in which they don't come out with a lead. Rob, what did you make of that first 20?
Well, yeah, I believe the Dallas Stars were the better team in the first 20 minutes. They created a number of good chances and grade A looks. And when you throw that many pucks on nets, in traffic, pucks deflecting, second chances, eventually they find their way in the back of the net. And I think that's what's so frustrating for the Dallas Stars is they're getting pucks on net. They're creating screens in front, and just nothing's finding the back of the net. Stuart Skinner was excellent. Everything they threw at him, a couple of them, he didn't look like he saw. I mean, the great example is the Rantanen shot, less than 3 seconds to go in the period. There's a face-off, and off the face-off, another one draw by the Dallas Stars. Rantanen fires it through probably 5 bodies and up on the shoulder of Skinner. He's dialed in. He's absolutely dialed in right now, and the Dallas Stars, as you said, are probably in that dressing room right now shaking their heads trying to figure out what went wrong, because this is not a period they should have been down 1 after 20, yet here they are again, another period where they just can't find the back of the net.
Just a quick thought from you, Rob, here on the absence of Zach Hyman, who we just learned will not return to this game.
Well, the fact that he's not returning concerns me. I didn't see it live, in all honesty. I was looking the other way, and I just watched the replay that's on television. They showed it a number of times. So the fact that he went off holding his arm, whether it's arm, wrist, something in that way, and they make the determination this early in the game that he's not coming back, that concerns me. Simply, if it's not just a bruise. So it's a huge loss. He leads his team physically. He's a goal scorer. He plays on your first line. He's been penalty killing on your first power play unit. We talk about how Ryan Nugent-Hopkins touches every aspect of the game for the Edmonton Oilers. Well, so does Zach Hyman. And you add the fact that, I mean, if he stays healthy and plays the rest of the playoffs, he's going to break the all-time record for most hits in a playoff. So that is huge. Now, I have no idea if this is just the rest of the night, the rest of the series, or how long it's going to be. But it is concerning the way he left the game holding his arm, and the fact that they said he will not return. That is never good.
Rob, appreciate it. We'll catch up again in the second intermission. But right now, I'm pleased to be joined in the broadcast booth by 16-year-old defenseman for the Victoria Royals. Not that you'd ever be able to tell by looking at him. It's Keaton Verhoff out of Fort Saskatchewan here. Keaton, appreciate you jumping on air with me, my man. How you doing? How you enjoying the game?
Good. It's awesome. Yeah, it's fun to be out here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, of course. The pleasure's all mine. So obviously back home after a nice playoff run with Victoria. How would you sort of categorize your first year in the Western League?
Yeah, it goes by quick. I think I learned a lot this year to play my rookie year with a good team and a great group of guys. I know I was able to play with some good defense to kind of teach me and show me the way in the Western League. So yeah, it was a great first year, and I think it's just looking forward to getting better for the next couple years.
For sure, and I'm very excited to see what that looks like for a guy who had 21 goals as a rookie defenseman. Why do you think the transition for you went as seamlessly as it did to the Western League?
I think it just goes to my coaches and my teammates. I think they put me in good spots throughout the year. I got a good opportunity, and they were able to put me in positions that I was able to succeed in. So I think being able to have those great players beside me to give me the puck in good areas, and hopefully I can give them the puck in some good areas too. But yeah, I'd say it goes to my teammates, my coaches.
And you got the opportunity to represent Canada at the U18 World Hockey Championship. What was that like?
Yeah, it was awesome. It's cool. It's cool to kind of go up with those guys. It's a different age group from usually what I play with in Hockey Canada. So it's cool to kind of meet that group of guys and just kind of see them and see what they're going through, because obviously that'll be what I'm going through next year, hopefully. So it's cool to kind of learn from what they have to say and learn from their experiences.
How much different is it getting into a room like that with a bunch of elite talent versus, your everyday kind of stuff? Like, how much more are you trying to actively soak in all that knowledge?
Yeah, everyone in there is always kind of on pace there, and they're all thinking, they're all playing at such a high level that it's super cool to kind of be out there watching them play and watching them make plays. Like I'll watch them make a pass and I'll be like, wow, that's pretty impressive. And yeah, it's fun to kind of learn from them and watch them thrive at the game. And it's gonna be cool to watch them come this June go in the draft. So
100%. Now your draft year not for a couple more, so we'll be talking about that as you grow older here, I'm sure. Just a final thought from you, Keaton, on what your the rest of your off season looks like here.
Yeah, I think for me it's just about becoming bigger, faster, and stronger. Just working on my skating, and trying to improve every little bit of my game. I know there's lots to improve, and there's things that I'm good at and things that I'm not so good at. But I think I'm working to become a more well-rounded player and be able to thrive a little bit more next year.
Well, I appreciate the time, my man. Thank you so much for jumping in the booth, and best of luck the rest of the way. We'll be chatting again soon.
Awesome,
I'm sure.
Thank you.
That is Keaton Verhoff of the Victoria Royals checking in. He might be a lottery pick in a couple of years here. I say might. He's going to be. We will press pause here. We are at the intermission on 880 Chet.
Rogers is Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network. We're made for Oilers fans. You can stream Leon scoring in Leduc. Watch Tide tie things up in Tofield. Or check out Connor doing Connor things in Kalmar. And even watch Stewart steal the show while you're in Sedalia. Try saying that 3 times fast. Rogers, proud partner and fan of your Edmonton Oilers.
Over the last decade, the world of work has changed dramatically. It's a change that can cause a disconnect between a company and its employees. But a partnership with Aon can help by making decisions that create a more flexible, engaged, and resilient workforce. Aon's experience and expertise, global understanding, and advanced analytics ensure that every client is better informed and better advised so that they can make better decisions. Whatever the next decade brings, Aon is in the business of better decisions.
Athletes know that to advance your career, you've got to be part of a winning team. So, what about you? Are you working for a winning team? Well, here's your chance to do just that. Brandt is a strong and stable industry leader with career opportunities across Canada. We have hundreds of positions available right now, from parts, sales, positioning technology, heavy-duty mechanics, and more. Be a part of a winning team. Earn your stripes by joining Brandt today. Find out more at BrandtJobs.com.
This is Global News at the first intermission. I'm Zach Ferguson. Edmonton police are investigating a fatal collision involving a truck and a cyclist yesterday afternoon. Police say just after 4 p.m., a 39-year-old man was riding his bicycle on Gateway Boulevard when he tried to turn left and was struck by a truck traveling westbound on the green light. The cyclist was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries, where he was pronounced dead. A skier died this morning after falling a considerable distance while in the backcountry. Parks Canada says they got the call at 7 a.m., and when they found the 34-year-old female resident of Lake Louise, she was pronounced dead at the scene. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says today's throne speech was heavy on slogans and light on details. Poilievre says his party will put forward what he calls a constructive amendment, stating the Liberals should repeal an overhaul of the bail system. And U.S. President Donald Trump says he told Canada it would cost $61 billion to join his plan for a missile defense shield. He also returned to his 51st state rhetoric, claiming his so-called Golden Dome would cost nothing if Canada was part of the U.S. I'm Zach Ferguson. Your next scheduled newscast will be at the second intermission on 880 CHED.
At Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, they recommend pairing locally distilled spirits and their ice-cold beer selection with... And Oilers win! Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, proud partners and fans of the Edmonton Oilers. Please enjoy responsibly.
You can't win it all without a great team, and Portage College is ready to see you through your educational journey. With certificates, diplomas, apprenticeships, degree pathways, and micro-credentials, Portage College has options for everyone. Take advantage of their small class sizes and true community feel, and you'll have all the support you need to complete your education and take your next step on the way to greatness. Visit portagecollege.ca to learn more about Portage College's programs and services. Portage College, it's about you.
Did you hear what happened to Rick while he was building his fence?
Yeah, he hit a natural gas line. They had to evacuate his entire neighborhood at dinner time, too. I bet he didn't make any new friends that day.
It cost him a ton to get the line repaired. I wonder why he didn't get his underground utilities marked.
Don't be that person. If you're digging on your property, request a locate for natural gas lines. It's free and can prevent serious injury or financial loss. And you won't upset the neighbors. Visit clickbeforeyoudig.com. A safety message brought to you by ATCO.
At Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, they recommend pairing locally distilled spirits and their ice-cold beer selection with... And Oilers win! Sobeys and Safeway Liquor, proud partners and fans of the Edmonton Oilers. Please enjoy responsibly.
At the intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Time now for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. Checking in on the Memorial Cup. Medicine Hat Tigers taking a 2-1 lead over the London Knights in the third period of this game. About 15 minutes and change left. Goals coming from Ethan Newtons and Kamloops native Matthew Ward. That is where we stand there in the third period. We'll have more for you at the next intermission here on 880 CHED. Right now we are at the intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. It's Jack and Bob next on the call. This is your Ford Dealers NHL Hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, and breathtaking views. Experience resort-like amenities including a full-time concierge, yoga and fitness studios, golf simulator, plus indoor and outdoor lounges for you to live your best life. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com. and make your home high above the ordinary.
The same AI-powered technology that helps Oilers fans move through security efficiently at Rogers Place is also available for Edmonton area schools, hospitals, and workplaces. Evolve Technology, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers and official security screening partner of Rogers Place, helps identify potential threats and create safe experiences at hockey games and wherever people gather. Visit Rogers Place to experience Evolve live or check out evolve.com for more information. That's EVOLV.com.
Did you know that there are 9 Napa Auto Parts stores serving the greater Edmonton area and have been doing so for more than 50 years? Since Napa first opened in Edmonton, the community has grown and vehicles have changed, but you can always trust Napa Auto Parts to provide you with the expert know-how and the best vehicle parts. And if that isn't enough, every time you visit a Napa Auto Parts store when you present your AMA card, you receive an additional 10% discount on all retail parts and accessories. Visit your local Napa Auto Parts store for more offers and expert know-how. Napa Auto Parts is a proud fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Well, Zach Hyman will be out for the remainder of Game 4, but Pete DeBoer, the Dallas head coach, once again sees his club having to do what it's done for the last 3 games of this conference final, and that's chase it. Dallas has scored the first goal only 3 times in its 17 playoff games, and the Stars, despite out-shooting the Oilers 16-10 now officially, in the opening 20 minutes, trail 1-0 on a power play goal by Leon Draisaitl. But we begin this second period with Dallas on the power play, and the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill will begin with Connor McDavid taking and winning the draw from Matt Duchene. He's out there with Matthias Janmark, again with no Hyman, no Connor Brown. The Oilers are down a couple of penalty killers here. And obviously they haven't had Matthias Ekholm for the entirety of the playoffs. Stars left to right in this second period. They're in the white, the Oilers are in the blue, and it's slapped down the ice by Matthias Janmark off a dump in. He and McDavid will change. So will Bouchard and Wallman. Fresh onto the ice, Kulak, Nurse, Nugent-Hopkins, and Adam Henrique as the Stars wheel their way in from the left-hand side. It's kicked right wing for Mikko Rantanen. Centering pass to the slot. Johnston behind Matt Duchene. Corrals top of the left circle. Gets it back from Harley. Duchene. Harley wide open. Shoots. And that blistered wide on a redirect. I think Johnston got a tip in the high slot. Tossed behind the net by Rope Hintz. Grabbing it is Duchene. Johnston plays it up top to Harley. A shot from a sharp angle. Kicked aside by Skinner and lofted down the ice. Jake Ottinger will leave it for Harley, and he's got to watch it because McDavid is out there. And McDavid hovering close by. Harley protected the puck well and then turned over by Granlund. It's McDavid challenging Harley, tried to dish off, and Harley read it beautifully. At the last minute, Evan Bouchard jumped up, and McDavid tried to give it to him. Harley got undressed in Game 1. McDavid didn't finish that play. Bouchard defending the line well against Mikael Granlund. Here's Tyler Seguin. Gave Wallman's stick a whack, freeing it up for Mason Marchment. In the corner, Robertson in front. Seguin moves it to Granlund. Appeared like a shot could be in the offing there. Instead, Granlund to Seguin. A high slot tip and a good save made by Skinner. The rebound cleared by McDavid ahead to Podkolzin fresh out of the box. Edmonton 5-on-5. Podkolzin a backhander. And he sailed it high and wide. Rebound McDavid. So the Oilers turn the Stars away for the 6th consecutive time since Dallas erupted for 3 power play goals in the first 6 minutes of the third period in Game 1. The Oilers get it in deep. Quick chance for Evander Kane set up by Draisaitl. That was stopped by Ottinger, who's played well tonight as well for Dallas. Here's Oscar Beck looking left side for Colin Blackwell. Picked off by Draisaitl. Tried the stretch to Corey Perry, and that was intercepted. Perry didn't like an extra little bump he got from Esa Lindell. In the meantime, a big hit by Klingberg shook the puck free from Sam Steele, and it's wound around to center. Ceci will get it back and pump it up the middle. Cutting to his right, but turning it over in the process was Steele as Draisaitl stole the puck from him. Evander Kane failed to get the puck in deep initially, and then Ben turned it over. Quick shot and juggled by Ottinger against Adam Henrique. The rebound played ahead for Colin Blackwell. And here come the Stars. Jamie Benn cuts to his right, tried to give it up, and that was turned over. Now a stretch play. Perry to Frederick, but he's reeled in by Liam Bishop. Perry will force it down low beneath the Dallas goal line. Remember, the Oilers are sitting at 11 forwards with no Zach Hyman. Blackwell up to center. He'll dump it in. 3.5 minutes gone by in the second period. Skinner crashed into behind the net. He appears okay. The collision involved Jamie Benn. Kasperi Kapanen for the Oilers. Drop pass. Shot Stetcher. Save Ottinger. And he'll freeze it. 16:23 to go in the second period. And here's how deep Edmonton is. We were talking about Matthias Ekholm's potential return to the lineup. If Troy Stetcher comes out, Stetcher will exit with 26 playoff games to his credit. He's plus 16 with 4 goals. He's been a gamer, and I know, Bob, you appreciate what he brings every night.
Yeah, and he's a great interview as well. But
as we found out in Game 2.
You know, and he did an interview with Mark Spector, and he said, look, he understands how this works here. Matthias Ekholm's a better player than him.
Yeah, he said that, and you don't hear hockey players talk like that often.
But right now, with no Hyman, maybe they go 11-7 when they bring Ekholm in. Because they're not going to have Connor Brown either. So
Kulak up the left-hand side. Frederick maintaining for Connor McDavid. Frederick around the boards. Nugent Hopkins. Cleared by the Stars. Granlund will lift it underneath the scoreboard. Settled by Bouchard. Frederick to McDavid. He'll challenge. Trent Frederick waits, shoots, and that was tipped at the last moment. And then awkwardly, Mason Marchment went into the corner on his own accord, appeared to escape any significant injury. Kulak to Bouchard, with Marchment hovering close by. Bouchard simply dumps it in. Ottinger paddled it to the corner, but Colson cut it off. Around the boards, Janmark wrestling with Matt Duchesne for the puck. Heiskanen will break away with possession. Edmonton a 1-0 lead with 4.5 gone by in the second period of Game 4, this Western Conference Final. The Oilers lead the best-of-7 series 2-1. Edmonton historically 21-3 when they lead a series 2-1. Right-hand side, Victor Arvidsson swarmed under by Thomas Harley. The puck knifed free and cleared by Marchment ahead for Duchesne. Crowd getting back into the game. Sold out as per usual, 18,347. The Oilers have won 10 of their last 12 after going down 2-0 in the first round against Los Angeles. Here's Heiskanen with a high flip. Big bounce, and eventually that's going to be settled by Draisaitl. He'll kick it back to Evander Kane. Charging in left wing offensive zone. Corey Perry spun, elected to keep it on his stick and feather one down low for Kane. Broken up into the slot, but Draisaitl was there to take control. Moves it across. Klingberg did not get a shot off against Robertson. Forced it down low and then got it back from Kane. Cut in front. Did Corey Perry. Couldn't pull the trigger. Stripped at the last moment by Rantanen. Now Draisaitl centers, and that was broken up at the last minute. A play intended for Evander Kane. We've got a penalty coming for interference.
It's on Edmonton. It's on Corey Perry.
I agree. I thought he set a pick there.
90, interference.
Crowd doesn't recognize it. But Perry, who, Bob, as you pointed out, may have gotten away with a screen on the power play goal, eventually scored by Leon Draisaitl.
Yeah, they weren't giving him that one, Jack.
And at 5:52, the Dallas Stars will go to the man advantage with a third opportunity to potentially tie this game. So now, the Oilers on the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill will go with Henrique and Nugent Hopkins. Bouchard awaits a face-off opposite Jason Robertson. Granlund will take it for the Stars, but it came free to Brett Kulak, and he'll just wire one to the left-hand side where no one was stationed. Harley will track it down for Dallas. Crowd didn't like the interference minor to Corey Perry. Dallas's third power play of the evening. Here's a quick dish. Marchment loading up. Doesn't shoot. Got it back. Robertson tucked it in front. Guided back to the point. Harley. Robertson. Edmonton 1 for 1 on the power play. Dallas 0 for 2. Difference in the game right now. Granlund. One-timer. Harley saves. Skinner. Rebound. Loose in the blue paint. Shot by Marchment. Saves Skinner. Flopping around. Puck to the far corner. Big hit on McDavid. Kept alive by Harley. Robertson shoots and a save made. Stuart Skinner from the right circle. Robertson again, just outside the right circle. Skinner playing out of his mind in this Western Conference final. Robertson down low, cross ice. Marchment, Granlund, one touch to Robertson, fires and scores. And finally Dallas breaks through, and the Stars desperately needed that one. Robertson put it top left corner.
These guys have lost the way it's going right now. 3-1 of the penalties in this game. You had the exact same sequence after the goal, where Connor McDavid got popped. You look at the very soft call against Podkolzin into the first period. Robertson with a great shot, high blocker side. Power play goal, and Corey Perry's having a conversation, and the Oilers have been upset all game long with this tandem. They are not happy with what they're seeing here. And there are two teams out there. The power plays are 3 for 1 for Dallas. The shots 21-13. 16-10 in the first period. We'll see whether or not the marbles even up, Jack.
Granlund and Harley with the assists on the power play goal.
But there has been 2 or 3 sequences in this game where Dallas has gotten away with picks.
1-1 tie. Time of the goal, 6:57. Heiskanen, right-hand side, Wyatt Johnston. Backhanded up the boards. Johnston put it behind the net, Rope Hintz. Here's Rantanen. Reverse hit on Troy Stetcher. Back to the point, a shot deflected, and that'll be gobbled up and played by Evander Kane. Darnell Nurse, lead pass, Draisaitl, regrouping at center. Fires a pass that's deflected away from Darnell Nurse, who had activated up top, and then recovered and spun it ahead for Evander Kane. His pass to Kasperi Kapanen, not completed, and cleared the other way by Lindell. The Oilers calling for a slash, as you may have heard, thanks to our brilliant on-ice audio crew. Big hit by Kapanen as he drilled his countryman Miro Heiskanen. Colin Blackwell the other way for the Stars. Tried to center, stolen away by Nugent Hopkins, and cleared safely back to center. Adam Henrique, right wing, Trent Frederick. Pressure from Heiskanen. He'll shovel it down low, cut off by Esa Lindell. Lead pass, it's Rantanen. And he'll move it swiftly up to center. Sam Steele will dump and chase. 11:45 to play in the second period. Game 4 now tied at 1. Shots are 22-13 in favor of the Dallas Stars, who've had 2 power plays in this second period. Adam Henrique did not get it out. Chance for Matt Duchene. Pick there, and it's called. A shot and a save made by Skinner. And the same exact scenario, an obvious pick, and it was called. And Bob, as you noted, Corey Perry might have gotten away with a pick on the Oilers power play goal in the first.
Well, Ryan, you know, we're in commercial break, Jack, but Marchment runs a lot of picks. He gets a lot of some greasy things out on the ice. Very effective.
Well, Marchment also has a reputation amongst the officials, and he gets called for a lot of penalties, too. Well-earned, embellishment, and the like. 8.5 minutes gone by in the second period. When we come back, it'll be the Oilers looking to answer on the power play and potentially regain the lead. Each team with a power play goal. Draisaitl in the first. Robertson here in the second. A year to the day after he had a hat trick in Dallas's last victory of the season. That put the Stars up 2-1. Edmonton won the next 3 and went to the Stanley Cup final. The Stars trying to even this series, but the Oilers on a power play when we return on the Oilers Radio Network.
Score big with the unmatched purity of Clearwater Vodka, the perfect companion for Oilers fans. Crafted with the pristine waters of Alberta, it's a sip of local excellence. Clearwater Vodka, where the spirit of the game meets true Alberta quality. Must be 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Got the flavors to play, yeah. Cooking on ice. Hunger happens, gotta score a slice. Let's go Oilers, Eton unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue. Game on the
the street. Make the right call. Pizza 73. Let's go. 737373. Pizza 73.
All right, give me something big.
The Ford It's a Big Deal event is on.
Bigger.
Get a big truck and an even bigger deal.
Love it. Now the details.
Right now, lease a 2025 F-150 STX with the black appearance package from $220 bi-weekly at 0% APR for 24 months with $43.75 down. That's like $110 weekly.
Now bring it home.
Plus, there's a $750 bonus for eligible Ford owners. Hurry into your Alberta Ford store. Visit Ford.ca today.
1-1 tie. Edmonton giving up a power play goal earlier in the second period and now trying to respond with one of its own. Draisaitl has a power play goal already in this game. He's going to be moved out of the circle against Wyatt Johnston and replaced by Connor McDavid. With no Zach Hyman available, Corey Perry is the net front presence. Nugent Hopkins and Bouchard round out the ATCO Energy power play unit. Off the draw, Lindell got it to Oscar Beck, and he managed to muscle it through the stick of Leon Draisaitl at the right point, right in front of the Oiler bench. Oilers attacking from right to left, and this the second period. Edmonton win, and it's 3-1, and the Oilers can eliminate the Stars on Thursday night. The Dallas win of the series is tied, and Dallas has regained home ice advantage. McDavid centering. Nugent Hopkins firing, and a blocker save made by Jake Ottinger, and then McDavid at the far post, denied by Lindell on a potential wraparound for the go-ahead goal. Bouchard to Draisaitl, top of the right circle. He waits, he dishes. Bouchard showing one-timer. Instead feeds McDavid. Left circle, Nugent Hopkins drags in front. Tap tone. Corey Perry, power play goal. The Oilers regain the lead, 2-1.
Well, Corey Perry has now tied John Beliveau. How many's that, Jack? What a play by Nugent Hopkins. I mean, you might have been able to put that one in. How nice of it.
No, I would not have been able to.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Ryan Nugent Hopkins, he's going. What a setup.
60 goals for Corey Perry, Bob, and he ties one of your all-time favorite players. Were you old enough to watch him?
John Beliveau?
Yes.
No, the stat I had was he's the oldest player now, tied with Beliveau at 39, to have 6 playoff goals.
Well, he's 40.
He's 40. Yes, the oldest player to have 6. In his 39-year-old year.
Beliveau's last year was 1971. Canadians won the Cup, beating the Blackhawks in 7 that year. Long drive, redirected. That was when our man Tony Esposito gave up the 60-footer. Stars flicking up the left-hand side. Corey Perry's played more. Oh, here's a dish in front. Rantanen and Rope Hintz taken down. And that's a penalty that you almost had to take. Hintz had broken loose down the slot. The Oilers will protest, but Janmark will go to the box at 9:56. Edmonton 2 for 2 on the power play. Perry from Ryan Nugent Hopkins, who has 9 points in the series. He's the first Oiler with 9 points in the first 4 games of a conference final since, you guessed it, Wayne Gretzky in 1988. McDavid will pick up the second assist, by the way, and in doing so, regains the Stanley Cup playoff scoring lead. He's got 23 points now. Draisaitl 22, Rantanen 21.
Huge kill here for Edmonton.
Dallas 1 for 3, Edmonton 2 for 2. Off the draw, here's Harley. Shooting, redirected wide. Rebound, Granlund. Shrugged off a check deep in the corner. Fired it up top, Harley. Shot coming. Deflected, Robertson couldn't get it on net. Mason Marchment. Back to Harley. Robertson starting to become a factor in the series. Giving it to him by Sagan. Quick shot turned aside by Skinner. Rebound in front. Set up by Marchment. Trying to locate Sagan, but broken up. And Harley has to race back and gather. Still a minute 20 left in the Napa Auto Parts penalty kill. Janmark, another penalty killer in the box. So it's McDavid and Henrique now. Driving in is Sagan. Connor Brown and Zach Hyman are already unavailable. So the Oilers are down 3 penalty killing forwards. Big hit. McDavid absolutely dropped a man in its tracks, and Henrique launches one the full 200 feet. Ottinger didn't handle it cleanly, comes out and nearly had it stripped by McDavid. Into the corner for Wyatt Johnston. He'll race through the neutral zone. Turn it over. Got it back for Rope Hintz. 40 seconds left in this fast-paced Game 4 of the West Final. Sent across to Rantanen in right circle. Peers inside and shoots into the breadbasket of Stuart Skinner, who makes his 23rd save of the evening, keeping Edmonton's 2-1 lead intact. Again, all the goals in this game have come on the power play. Corey Perry appearing in his 229th game. Bob, that's more than any other team in this century.
Jack, the Oilers are 9 for 15 at home on the power play in the playoffs.
Even I could tell you that's a pretty good percentage. Let me do the math real quick. Is that 67%? I would hope so. Off the draw, but I'm not sure.
I think it's 60.
60, thank you. See, I wasn't sure. Here's Heiskanen. Wrist shot. Blocked. Henrique up the gut, looking for Kulak. Launched down the middle. Ottinger will freeze it. And guided ultimately to Heiskanen. Dallas power play down to 10 seconds. Rantanen knocked off his stick by Podkolzin. Bouchard will locate and fire it up the right-hand side, and that will do it for the Stars power play. So Edmonton 2 for 2. Dallas 1 of 4 on the power play tonight. Difference in the hockey game as the Oilers try to close in on a 3-1 series lead. Stars bang it in deep. Sam Steele, right corner for the Stars. Inside to Blackwell. Jousted off his stick by Janmark, who has been freed from the box. Evander Kane off the rush, tried to feed Janmark. Those two good friends off the ice, but it was intercepted and advanced through to Steele. He'll dump it in. Big hit. Blackwell on Klingberg up the left-hand side. A hard check on Draisaitl by Jamie Benn. Thomas Harley gathers for Dallas in his own zone, pursued by Evander Kane. Harley picked up his first point of the series earlier in this period. Tries to jam it in tight. A backhander deflected and ultimately recovered by Dallas's Steele. Ceci a shot. A screen. Skinner still able to make the save. The rebound collected by Corey Perry, who has the go-ahead goal, but he didn't get it out. Kane could not pry it loose from Blackwell. Down low for Jamie Benn. Shoveled out to Cody Ceci, who steps up and puts it back in the corner. Nurse shrugged off a check from Ben, got it to Stetcher, out to Draisaitl, and the Oilers rush the puck into the offensive zone. Draisaitl waiting, shooting short side, and a save made by Jake Ottinger. Turned over, unforced error by Sagan, a shot from the point by Frederick, and another save for Ottinger. This time the Stars do clear the puck. 6.5 to go in the second period. Duchesne turned it over at the Edmonton line, flipped back in by Petrovic, immediately pushed ahead by Kulak. Bischel there to cut it off for Dallas. I don't think Marchment got a puck touch, and this will be waved off for icing. I was a little surprised by that. Maybe they ruled in the last second that Marchment got a piece. Stretch play to Frederick. He'll chip it behind Petrovic. Bischel ambles after it. The 6'7", 235-pound defenseman up to Sagan. And now Jamie Benn will chip and charge in for Dallas. Try to get through a check from Arvidsson, and he finished Evan Bouchard behind the Edmonton net. And Bouchard gave him a stick up in the collarbone area. Lead pass Frederick. Got it ahead for McDavid. He was angled off by Heiskanen and Esa Lindell with a puck for Dallas. Launched toward the middle. Batted down by Frederick. Good hand-eye. On to Kapanen, and a slap shot from distance and a save. Jake Ottinger. 5:39 to go in the second period. And the Edmonton Oilers have taken a 2-1 lead on the strength of their power play. Goals from Draisaitl in the first, Perry in the second. In between, Robertson for Dallas. We got a 2-1 game. It's game 4 of the Western Conference Final, with the Oilers now 25 minutes away from taking a 3-1 series lead and being on the precipice of a return trip to the Stanley Cup Final. And it's all part of Ford Dealers NHL Hockey in the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Oilers Radio Network.
Celebrating 70 years in the signage industry, William Huff Advertising is the most recognized name in the game. And in-house, one-stop shop for all of your design, print, and installation needs. William Huff provides quality graphic solutions for everyone. Here in our City of Champions and throughout the nation, they're the preferred signage partner entrusted by many of the biggest corporations, pro sports teams, and organizations to bring their identity to life. Recognize the name, get in the game. WilliamHuff.com.
Did you know the RCMP polices over 99% of Alberta's landscape? From the oil sands to the Rockies to the prairies, the RCMP has a province covered. Providing policing services to more than 1,700 communities and with over 150 career specializations, the Alberta RCMP has something to fit everyone's goals and lifestyles. Visit rcmpcareers.ca and take the next step towards your career with the Alberta RCMP. A message from the Government of Canada.
Hey, Edmonton. Ever think about who gets your hard-earned money when you buy groceries or gas? For all you know, it could be buying a second yacht or private jet. But at Co-op, they put it right back into the community. That's because they're owned by 120,000 everyday Edmontonians, not a corporation. Feel good about where your money goes when you shop Co-op. Visit in store for details.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
Oilers 50-50 jackpot right now at $6 million in support of Make-A-Wish and the Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation. And then your playoff bonus jackpot, what is it, Bob? 5.5, you said?
Yep.
Wow. Life-changing jackpots, all in support of great causes. Off the draw to Ottinger's right-hand side. Draisaitl between Kane and Perry. Dallas comes up with a puck. It's a high flip. And this, I would say, has been the most sustained competitive game of the series, where both teams have been fairly good at the same time. Oilers dump it in. Stars on the retrieval. Wyatt Johnson up to Asa Lindell. A wrist shot blistered wide. Blocker side of Stuart Skinner. Rebound grab by Jake Wallman. He'll fling it off the glass, and that went into the Edmonton bench with 5:04 to go in the second period, and a 2-1 score in favor of Edmonton.
Wow, Zach Hyman, I mean,
it's a significant loss, but again, we've been singing the Oilers' depth all playoffs long, Bob, and that's why you have depth, to be able to sustain injuries like this. By the way, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, what was it, Bob? 9 points in a conference final had not happened in 35 years?
Yeah.
In the first 4 games?
Yeah, multiple point games, all 4.
Unreal. What, Gretzky, Cam Neely?
Yep.
That's pretty head company.
And Craig Janney. Those guys probably did it together in Boston the same year.
That's when Boston in 1990 advanced all the way to the Stanley Cup final and undressed Washington in that series. That was the Capitals' first foray to the Final Four. Here's the Stars working in around the perimeter offensive zone. Cody Ceci picked up by Harley, played down low. Rantanen trying to protect. He's been held in check in this series. And he's grappling with Kulak. 4 players with a puck lodged in their skates. McDavid and Robertson finally peeled out of there by Bouchard on to Nugent-Hopkins. Chipped ahead for Adam Henrique. And again, Nugent-Hopkins in the middle of the playoffs starting to come to the fore, Bob. We saw it against Vancouver and then Dallas second and third rounds last year when he started to announce his presence. Dallas comes back into the offensive zone. Bischel shoots wide from a tough angle left point. Petrovic holds the zone, bumped away from Colin Blackwell. Oilers come up with a puck. It's Darnell Nurse. His pass punched forward by Arvidsson, but Poulsen looking to finish his check on Bischel, who skated away from him. The Swiss-born defenseman up the right-hand side. Couple of whacks at it for Blackwell, did not get it out of the zone, got some help from Sam Steele, and back through the middle. Dallas scratched Evgeny Dodonov for only the 3rd time this season, including the regular season. That could have been too many men against Edmonton. Did they get caught? I think it's going to be waved off here. Yeah. I don't think they're calling it too many men. 3:24 to go in the second. There was a reactive whistle, but the officials got together, and this is going to be waved off. Now, the whistle did go, so we've got to take a break. And when we come back, 3:24 remain in the second period. Edmonton 2, Dallas 1. The Oilers lead by that same margin in this best-of-7 Western Conference Final, which continues after this. The Oilers Radio Network.
Did you know the Brick is proudly Canadian-owned and operated? We started right here in Canada over 50 years ago. Now, our 5,000 team members are proud to be your neighbor in more than 200 communities across Canada. And we support all Canadians with a growing selection of quality-made Canadian products and manufacturers. Nobody knows more about furnishing Canadian homes at the guaranteed lowest price than us. The Brick, saving you more.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
Businesses deserve the best protection against cyber threats. Alltech offers state-of-the-art IT and cybersecurity solutions to safeguard digital assets. The team of experts at Alltech are dedicated to providing the highest level of security, ensuring that data remains safe and operations are seamless. With Alltech, businesses can focus on growth while the rest is handled. From advanced threat detection to comprehensive data security, Alltech has it covered. Choose Alltech for reliable and effective cybersecurity. Visit alt-tech.ca now to learn more.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app.
This is the Oilers Radio Network.
2-1 hockey game in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. 3:24 to play, second period. Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Game 5 will be down in Big D. Bob and I will have it for you Thursday, 6 Mountain Time. And the Oilers, if they can close this game out, will be trying to shake hands on Thursday night in Dallas. Stars will have something to say. This has been a highly competitive Game 4. Close game, as the score would suggest. Shots are 25-19 in favor of Dallas. All the goals on the power play. Stars jam it in deep. Adam Henrique on to Leon Draisaitl, busting down the left-hand side with a wrist shot, stopped by Jake Ottinger. Rebound, Draisaitl off to Klingberg, loading up, shooting, and a blocked shot by Matt Duchene. And now Sagan breaks loose. He'll dish off. Duchene tried to get it back to him, and the one extra pass cost Dallas dearly. Taken away, and it's Klingberg advancing through the neutral zone to Leon Draisaitl. Tried to backhand it down low, well defended by Heiskanen, and then Draisaitl will wait for an Edmonton change. Stetcher takes a one-timer, a change-up that ends up underneath the pads of Jake Ottinger, and that was like a slow roller in baseball that takes a bad bounce at the last instant. Ottinger comes up with it, 2:31 to go, second period, 2-1 Oilers.
What a great defensive play by the Edmonton Oilers, sliding across there, and Wallman got it.
Edmonton has given up just 3 even-strength goals in its last 5 games plus nearly 2 periods. And you've heard some of the players, as the playoffs have moved along, grow a bit irritable with constantly being asked about their defensive game.
Dallas had a real strong first period at 16 shots on goal. They've had 3 power plays here in the second. They got a goal, 9 shots, but Edmonton's outshot them here in the period, and they've matched the goal.
McDavid with a massive late goal in the second period on Sunday afternoon, and Dallas a bit demoralized, having outplayed Edmonton in that period and drawn no closer. Dallas off the draw, reached the Edmonton line, but that's all. Corey Perry, who scored the go-ahead goal on the power play on a tap-in, set up from Nugent Hopkins. Edmonton able to dump it back in. The Stars will clear right back through the middle. Nugent Hopkins kicks it back to Brett Kulak. Coming into this game, Dallas had been outscored 14-1 in its last 3 road games. Far more competitive tonight, but still on the short end, 2-1. Dallas, in fact, has not had a lead in this series since the third period of Game 1. Bouchard walking the line. Over to McDavid, heading for the net. McDavid, a drop pass. Corey Perry Nurse across. Bouchard straddling that blue line, drifting to his left, dragging around Jamie Benn to the net on his backhand. Centers, Perry fighting for position, and Harley played it fairly well. Now McDavid set up by Perry. Energy draining shift turned in by Edmonton. Dallas defending. Bouchard across. Nugent Hopkins. McDavid weaving, looking for open space. In the meantime, it's Bouchard, top of the right circle. Now McDavid heads for the net, dishes it off. At the last instant, it's Nurse set up by Podkolzin. Shot Bouchard, and that was deflected into the mesh, and Dallas needed that stoppage with 59 seconds to go in the period, and the Oilers leading 2-1. I mean, two things happened there. Edmonton drained some reserves for Dallas, but I also thought the Stars defended well in their zone.
Edmonton's very good when they get you in the spin cycle, especially with McDavid and Bouchard. Those guys can make plays. So can Draisaitl, but he hasn't played. He's had one 5-on-5 shift all game with Connor.
Back with his customary alignments during the regular season, Podkolzin and Arvidsson. But Dallas is able to come up with a face-off, and with 50 seconds to go, here come the Stars left to right. Miro Heiskanen. He was popped by Leon Draisaitl. Heiskanen also has had a quiet series, at least offensively. Podkolzin is going to be guilty of an icing call here. Lindell ahead of Arvidsson to draw the whistle with 39 seconds to go, and now Dallas will be looking at an all-zone face-off with a chance
they won a
to
bunch
get
of
this
them.
game even.
They won a bunch of them, Jack, as you know. 75% of the draws in this game. This is becoming a storyline.
And Edmonton's been a good face-off team this year. It's not. It's more an anomaly than a pattern for the Oilers. Draisaitl had uncharacteristic trouble on the Oiler power play. This time wins the D-zone draw back to Jake Wallman. So Wallman churning the legs up through center. Right to left, hits the line. Forced out wide, shot kicked aside by Jake Ottinger. Podkolzin put it around the boards, Leon Draisaitl. Soft chip, got it back from Jake Wallman. Draisaitl, Arvidsson. Wallman breaking loose, a shot, and a save made by Jake Ottinger. Rebound, Podkolzin around the boards, settled by Arvidsson. High slot, Nurse fanned on it, and here comes Rope Hintz with 3 seconds. The puck drifted off his stick, and Arvidsson able to cut him off at the horn. And the Oilers are now 20 minutes away from taking a 3-1 lead in the Western Conference Final. And that, of course, would set up Edmonton and Florida being 1 win apiece away from a rematch in what would be a massively anticipated Stanley Cup Final rematch, and only the 3rd rematch of its kind in 45 years. Edmonton 2, Dallas 1. How did the Oilers get there, Bob?
Well, I got to stay out of the box. That's number one. And I liked what we saw in the back half of that period, Jack. I mean, the Dallas Stars outshot Edmonton 16-10 in the first period. The Oilers outshot Dallas 11-9 in the second.
And the shots were 23-13 at that point. Right. From that point, it was 8-2.
And the Oilers did a much better job as the period wore on, simplifying their game, getting good transition. And you know what? Stationary breakouts, Dallas is they capitalized on some Oilers turnovers. The Oilers are actually transitioning by skating the puck, transporting it more up the ice here. Dallas has given, Wallman just brought the puck up the ice. There's been a little bit more offensive zone time, and they can create some opportunities and some looks. So there's an old saying, right? Come playoff time, you need special teams and goaltending. Well, the power play is 2 for 2. The penalty kills killed off 3 of 4, and the Oilers goaltenders come up with 24 saves, and Dallas has come up with 19. It's a close game. It's an even game. There's 20 more miles. Edmonton's got a lot more work to do. Dallas, it's far over from them, definitely. But they got to push, and the Oilers got to make sure they play within themselves and not get sucked in and taking any unnecessary penalties and those sort of things.
Coming into this game, Edmonton outscored Dallas 9-3 at even strength. All the goals in this game, as Bob just told you, registered on the power play. Draisaitl in the first, Perry in the second for Edmonton. Robertson, the only goal of the game for Dallas, and it came on the power play to briefly tie it up. But the Oilers 2.5 minutes later able to regain the lead, and they go to the third third period in front. And Dallas has been very good in the third period at home. They've outscored the opposition by a count of 16-4. But I told you about that road record, a troubling situation for the Dallas Stars. 2-5 coming in. How about this? On the road in the third period in the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Stars have been outscored 12-1. They will have to reverse those numbers, or we will be looking at an elimination game on Thursday night from the Lone Star State. As Bob indicated, 20 minutes separate the Oilers from being in exactly that position. It's Edmonton 2. It's Dallas 1, heading to the third period of Game 4 of the Western Conference Final, right here, the Oilers Radio Network.
Score big with the unmatched purity of Clearwater Vodka, the perfect companion for Oilers fans. Crafted with the pristine waters of Alberta, it's a sip of local excellence. Clearwater Vodka, where the spirit of the game meets true Alberta quality. Must be 18 plus. Please drink responsibly.
Bloom Benefits offers amazing coverage that even the toughest hockey players can get behind. With excellent coverage, they offer things like massage. You want to go? Counseling services. Let's go. Dental coverage. That was not offside. And eye exams. With custom health coverage for any group of any size, Bloom Benefits make every team better, stronger, and healthier. Plans start from just $54 a month. Rethink your benefits today at bloombenefits.ca.
Stay connected with your community and enjoy the latest updates and exclusive access to concerts and events by becoming an 880 CHED Insider. Don't miss out on a single moment. Sign up now at 880ched.com and click on CHED Insider Newsletter to become a vital part of Edmonton's premier news and talk community. 880 CHED, Edmonton's news, today's talk, where Edmonton stays informed and entertained today and every day. At the Intermission, brought to you by End of the Row Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Bouchard to Draisaitl, top of the right circle. He waits, he dishes. Bouchard showing one-timer. Instead feeds McDavid. Left circle, Nugent-Hopkins drags in front. Tap-toe, Corey Perry. Power play goal. The Oilers regain the lead. 2-1.
That's the Highlight Zone, brought to you by Century Casinos. All in, all games, all season. Century Casinos with 3 great locations in Edmonton, St. Albert, and next to Edmonton International Airport. Welcome to the Winners Zone. Oilers up 2-1 after 40 minutes of play here at Rogers Place. All 3 goals in this game coming via the power play. Special teams certainly a factor. Zach Hyman, of course, ruled out for the rest of this one. So lots to contend with in the final 20 minutes here, but overall, Rob Brown, your assessment of the middle frame in this one?
I thought the Oilers were better in the second period there than they were in the first. I think both teams, it was pretty evenly played second period. Dallas probably better early, the Oilers better late. Couple great shifts by the Oilers in the last 5-6 minutes where they had extended time in the offensive zone. They actually changed all of their players while they were in the zone, and they had caught the Dallas Stars very tired. Unfortunately, Evan Bouchard, he tries to put one through on net, and he gets deflected out, which gave the Dallas Stars their opportunity to change. Dumb penalties that have been taken in this game. Corey Perry, that was a pretty easy call for the ref to call. But then Mason Marchment, they just called Corey Perry for a pick, and it created a goal for the Dallas Stars. Mason Marchment, 3 minutes later, does the exact same thing. I mean, you just fought your way back into a tie, and then you just do exactly what got called the opposite end. Mason Marchment, silly penalty there. The Oilers make him pay on a wonderful play by Nugent-Hopkins to Corey Perry. So this is exactly what I would have expected out of this game tonight. 2 teams understanding the desperation in it, and the Edmonton Oilers have set themselves up quite nicely going into the final 20.
The power play is now 9 for 15 at home, as Jack and Bob mentioned. Like the splits, the home road splits are almost inexplicable, but it's certainly benefiting them as they sit here trying to put a cap on this game. But it's going to be, in all likelihood, another solid push from Dallas that is going to become more desperate a team as this series grows older, Rob.
Well, as far as the splits on the power play, a lot of that is just sheer luck.
Yeah.
I mean, they get posted in on home ice, and it goes posting out on the road. They're not changing anything, and neither is Dallas when it comes to how they kill. It's just, sometimes it's just luck. And they got puck luck on home ice, which is a good thing. I would imagine Dallas's best period of the season will have to be here in the third period. If they do not come back in this game, they face 3 elimination games against a team that is playing very well with a goaltender that's on fire. So they understand the importance to Dallas Stars. Having said that, the Oilers also know the importance of this. They want to push the Dallas Stars to the brink, and they have a chance to do it on home ice. They've got a goaltender that's locked in. They know the Dallas Stars can't take a penalty because their Oilers power play is taking very little time to score 2 goals on their chances tonight. I think the second period will just be like what we saw in the second and in the first. 2 teams understanding the gravity of this game. This is a game that will either send Dallas home with a best of 3 with 2 games on home ice, or Dallas home facing elimination for the first of 3 games. So I would expect you're going to see both teams' best here in the final 20 minutes.
We figured it would be a close game coming into this one. There's some people that I talked to thinking overtime could be in the cards, maybe a 3-2 scoreline. Well, that is what we're headed toward right now. In a 2-1 hockey game, we are at the intermission, and I'm just looking at the face-off numbers here, Rob. That is one area where Edmonton is getting mopped up, and I think if Dallas has a chance in this third period, that's obviously going to have to continue.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's important just to an extent, though. Dallas is 70% on, what is it now? It was 70 after the first period. 74%, but they're losing the game. So I guess it really doesn't show that it's that important a stat. That becomes important on power plays and penalty kills. And if the Dallas Stars eventually pull their goalie in the game, winning a face-off at the end of the game will become important. But there's other things that are more important than face-offs. And the Oilers, when they lose a face-off, very good at puck retrieval, very good at forcing mistakes, even though they lost the draw. Dallas is a good face-off team. They are good. And for some reason, they have figured out a way to win draws. And outside of, was it Leon, he's the closest to 50%, but the face-offs to me, there's other things that the Oilers are doing well. I'd rather have the finish around the blue paint as opposed the finish in the face-off dot.
Quick thought from you on McDavid and Bouchard and their effectiveness as penalty killers. Of course, with McDavid being thrust into that role even further in the absence of Connor Brown and Zach Hyman.
Well, McDavid, Draisaitl, they both would be some of the best penalty killers in the National Hockey League. The reason they don't kill is simple. They want to use them more in offensive situations, more 5-on-5, and try to find role players more ice time. But when pressed into it, I mean, you go around the National Hockey League, Marner and Matthews kill in Toronto, Stone and Eichel kill for Vegas. All the best players in the National Hockey League kill. For the Oilers, they just try to find, I mean, Connor and Leon already played 24 minutes a night. How can we find other players ice time? But when needed to be, we can see what Connor McDavid does. He just gives, there's a fear factor for the power play of the Dallas Stars. They cannot bobble a puck. And we see that when they bobble a puck, Connor McDavid is gone, and you do not want to give Connor McDavid a short-handed opportunity.
Great stuff, Rob. More from Rob in the post-game coming up with Oilers Overtime. Right now we're at the intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. This is your Ford dealers NHL hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
Today you can score at A&W. Enjoy a juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in OilCountry. This fantastic deal is available all day today at A&W.
Do you have tickets to an upcoming event at Rogers Place that you can't attend? Donate your tickets to the Edmonton Oilers Community Foundation Seats for Kids program, presented by Eagle Builders. Seats for Kids provides unused game tickets for charities, allowing children and families to enjoy hockey at Rogers Place. And for many, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. To be a part of the Seats for Kids program presented by Eagle Builders, please email edmonton@kidsupfront.com. That's edmonton@kidsupfront.com.
Our people, our team. It's what business owners almost always say is their most important resource. But strong businesses don't just find great people. They make sure their teams stay healthy, engaged, and performing at their best. A benefits plan from Alberta Blue Cross is more than just drug and dental. They support the whole person with flexible coverage levels that fit the size and circumstance of your business. Find a plan that gets results at ab.bluecross.ca.
Today, you can score at A&W. Enjoy a juicy grass-fed beef mama burger and fries for only $5. Available in-store or on the A&W mobile app at participating locations in OilCountry. This fantastic deal is available all day today at A&W.
This is Global News and the second intermission. I'm Zach Ferguson. Edmonton police are investigating a fatal collision involving a truck and a cyclist yesterday afternoon. Police say just after 4 p.m., a 39-year-old man was riding his bicycle on Gateway Boulevard when he tried to turn left and was struck by a truck traveling westbound on a green light. The cyclist was taken to hospital with life-threatening injuries where he was pronounced dead. A skier has also died this morning after falling a considerable distance while in the back country. Parks Canada got the call around 7 a.m. today. When found, the 34-year-old female resident of Lake Louise was pronounced dead at the scene. King Charles has departed from Ottawa's airport after reading the throne speech, officially opening Parliament. It was a quick royal visit as the King and Queen visited the nation's capital for the first time since the King's coronation. Prime Minister Mark Carney called the speech a historic moment. The King also laid a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier before leaving for the airport. I'm Zach Ferguson. Your next scheduled newscast will be after the game on 880 CHED.
End of the Row Flooring Centers is not only Canadian owned and operated, but we've been your go-to flooring center since 1986. The reason is simple. We make your flooring project easier. Rather than a tiny sample, upload a photo of your room at endoftheroll.com and instantly see what your dream flooring looks like in your house. Thousands of styles just clicks away. End of the Roll Flooring Centers. We've been flooring Canadians for 4 decades. Visit endoftheroll.com.
12870 St. Albert Trail and now open at 580 Parsons Road Southwest.
MIC is a leader in medical imaging and the official medical imaging provider to the Edmonton Oilers. Make MIC your choice. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, the game doesn't stop for injury. MIC's sports medicine imaging specialists can help you get back in the game with a timely and expert diagnosis. Go where the pros go. For a location near you, visit mic.ca.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know, Alberta's a special place. From the Rockies to the Plains, it's a land of hard work and big dreams. If you're going to tackle it all, you need a truck that can keep up. That's why I can't say enough about my Ford F-150. It's more than a truck. It's a partner. Rugged toughness, serious capability, and smart features that make your life easier, like available Pro Power onboard. The Ford F-150. Get yours today at your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
The Intermission, brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Time now for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. That Memorial Cup game we've been following is in the books now. The Medicine Hat Tigers officially moving to 3-0, and that should punch their ticket to Sunday's final. We'll double-check on that and report back in the post-game, but it was Harrison Mennigan, the first star of the game, the goaltender of the Medicine Hat Tigers. Goals coming from Ethan Newtons, Matthew Ward, and then Ryder Ritchie getting another one into the empty net. That's his 4th of the tournament so far for Ryder Ritchie. Otherwise, you're looking at the Hurricanes and Panthers in Game 5 tomorrow night, live in Carolina. They're trying to stave off elimination, and the Cats look hungry to bury them. So we'll be keeping a keen eye on that one as well. That is the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73, the official pizza of the Edmonton Oilers. We sit 2-1 after 40 minutes of play at Rogers Place. A couple of points for Corey Perry, a couple of points for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins en route to what they hope is their 3-1 victory. Some work to be done before that, however, as they march back to the ice at Rogers Place. Play-by-play action coming up next. It's Jack Michaels and Bob Stauffer on the call of the third period. We have been at the intermission. That's brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring. This is your Ford Dealers NHL hockey on the Oilers Radio Network.
At the Intermission has been brought to you by End of the Roll Flooring Centers. Let's get flooring.
Tired of skyrocketing energy bills? Switch to clean, affordable power with Horizon Solar. Whether you want to cut costs, go green, or increase your home's value, Horizon Solar has you covered with tailored solar energy solutions. With current government incentives, there's never been a better time to make the switch. Own your power, control your bills, live sustainably. For your free assessment, call Horizon Solar today or visit horizonsolar.com to get started. Horizon Solar, where going green makes sense.
At Northern Lakes College, students work, raise their family, and complete their certificate, diploma, or partnership degree. With NLC's supported distance learning model, you can do it all in a flexible online classroom. Explore a variety of programs from academic upgrading to university studies, including a wide range of courses available through continuing education. Skate into your new career in a learning environment that works for you. NorthernLakesCollege.ca. The education you want, the flexibility you deserve.
Hockey season is back. And so are the deals at Boston Pizza. Cheer on your team while ordering off their game day menu or come in and see what great promotions they have going on. At Boston Pizza, they always have something craveable for you to enjoy. Boston Pizza, proud partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Cheers to a great hockey season.
All games, all seasons. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
We bring you back live to Game 4 of the Western Conference Final. Evander Kane just arriving now at the Oiler bench. In the meantime, Draisaitl will take the opening face-off against Wyatt Johnston. Edmonton 20 minutes away from pushing Dallas to the precipice of elimination. We'll have Game 5 for you Thursday night from Dallas at 6 Mountain. Off the draw, it's Draisaitl, pulls it loose for Jake Wollman. 2-1 in this game for all the goals on the power play. Draisaitl on the first, Perry on the second. Draisaitl a steal. Driving in right-hand side, tried to center, and a great play by Heiskanen on a pass that was ticketed for Adam Henrique, who's playing the wing with Kasperi Kapanen. Again, that was because Kane was not available for that opening faceoff, but he is back on the Edmonton bench. Oilers already without Zach Hyman. Ranton, a beautiful move coming off the half boards and splitting defenders, but shooting wide of Stuart Skinner, who's made 24 saves through 2 periods. An outlet pass completed to Draisaitl. He'll dump it in, and 1 minute has gone by here in the third period. Oilers on home ice have lost just 2 of their last 11 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They closed out Dallas last year in Game 6. And they'll have an opportunity to close out the Stars in Game 5 on Thursday if they can hang on to this 2-1 lead. Dallas has a dump-in deflected out of play, neutral zone faceoff upcoming in front of the Edmonton bench.
Heiskanen made a great play there, Jack. Draisaitl was on his backhand. He's very good on the backhand, but angled the play off, and the Oilers couldn't swing in front for a stone-cold look.
McDavid out there with Nugent Hopkins and Corey Perry. Again, no Hyman, we remind you. Carved off the boards off an Edmonton dump-in, but held in by Nugent Hopkins. He fires in a save made by Jake Ottinger. Nugent Hopkins feeling it, and a quick shot by Perry through Nugent Hopkins' screen is also turned aside by Ottinger. Last 2 years under Chris Knobloch, the Oilers 16-2 in games 4 through 7. Here's McDavid unable to work his way through Thomas Harley. And now a centering pass broken up by Harley. Again off the tape of McDavid. Stars through the neutral zone. Rope Hintz will dump it in. Dallas has played from behind most of the series and, quite frankly, most of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And Pete DeBoer conceded it could have a wearing effect on his team. Evan Bouchard, a blocked shot from distance, and he'll take it through the neutral zone. Bouchard had it stripped by Duchesne. A backhander to save on Podkolzin by Jake Ottinger. Duchesne actually made a good defensive play, but it went right to Podkolzin. And Ottinger able to come up with a point-blank denial to keep it 2-1. 2 minutes gone by, third period. Edmonton up 2-1 in the series, up 2-1 in Game 4.
I think this has probably been Ottinger's best performance, Jack. I mean,
I don't think there's any question. I thought in game one, Bob, he didn't make one big save that I could think of. The Oilers just handed that one over with their propensity for stupid penalties.
And Evander Kane is on the ice here 2 minutes into the period, along with Frederick. The Oilers are going to need something out of these guys, especially with Zach Hyman knocked out of the game in the first period.
I think Frederick's been skating better as this series has moved along. Draisaitl chased out of the circle, and Evander Kane wins the draw back to the high slot. Stetcher has it redirected wide by Trent Frederick. In the meantime, Dallas tries to rake it off the corner boards. A hard pass from Draisaitl eluded Stetcher, and this will be handled by Stuart Skinner, who backs up within the trapezoid, and then his outlet pass was stuffed. So Ottinger goes to work, Marchment with Sagan down low. Out to Lindell with a terrible pass cross ice that Heiskanen has to field all the way back at center. Then Lindell took a hard hit from Frederick as he drove it back into the Edmonton zone. Hard rim by Skinner, kept alive by Heiskanen, redirected dangerously wide in front by Tyler Sagan, who was the hero in game one, scoring twice with an assist for Dallas. Quiet since. Here's Podkolzin. Knows he has a man in front, but couldn't get it to Victor Arvidsson, who absolutely blasted Miro Heiskanen. A heavy forecheck applied by Arvidsson, who now has control of the puck and streaks toward the net. Slap shot save, Ottinger. Rebound. If Janmark can one-time it, maybe it's in the back of the net. Instead, Arvidsson lets it go through to John Klingberg, who had his shot broken up by Jamie Benn, his longtime teammate in Dallas. Remember, the Klingberg was a fifth-round pick of the Stars in 2010. Lead pass, and that's out of the reach of Arvidsson, guided by Ottinger into the feet of Alex Petrovic, the Edmonton-born defenseman. Up the right-hand side, here's Oscar Beck. His shot deflected out of play by Klingberg with 3 1/2 gone by in this third period. Game 4 reads Edmonton 2, Dallas 1, with 16.5 left in regulation.
Well, the Oilers did have a couple opportunities. Great hit by Victor Arvidsson, pounding Miro Heiskanen. That's their best defenseman. And then Arvidsson followed up and got a good rip down the right side. He can really shoot the puck and fight it off with an excellent blocker save. Was Jake Ottinger. The Oilers, Jack, have only won 25% of their draws. Henrique's their best faceoff man. He's 1-8 through 2 periods.
Sam Steele, a faceoff against Connor McDavid, playing near his hometown of Sherwood Park. Doesn't live too far from me, actually, right now. Unfortunately for him. Nugent Hopkins will replace McDavid in the circle, right of Stuart Skinner. Steele and Nugent Hopkins. And Nugent Hopkins, a clean face-off win. Bouchard whips it up to center for McDavid. Attacking from the left wing, cuts toward the middle. Backhander on net. Ottinger makes the save. That was kind of a half shot, half pass because Perry was driving the net. Perry, in fact, has the puck. Handles to Kulak. A one-timer booted away by Ottinger. Rebound Steele. Off to Wyatt Johnson, and here come the Stars right to left. Thomas Harley at center ice. Stopped by Bouchard. Got it back, put it up on the flexi, and allowed Steele to go get it against Nugent Hopkins. Kulak ahead for Connor McDavid. He'll charge up the left wing. CC back defensively. Will stand him up. Granlund on the puck for Dallas, ahead for Wyatt Johnston. A soft chip to Harley. Hit his own man with the puck, Granlund, and has to reset for the Stars. 2-1 Edmonton. CC to Johnston. Some confusion as Dallas was in the midst of a change. The puck skitters free to Wallman. On to Klingberg for Edmonton. First playoff goal as an Oiler came in Game 3 and applied the finishing touches on a 6-1 Edmonton shellacking of Dallas. Up the right-hand side, Kapanen missed a pass from Wallman, and that leads to an icing call against the Oilers with 15:19 to go in the third period. Dallas, the trailing team, and we saw this in Game 3, lost in the Oilers' third period explosion where they got 3 goals to put it away, was the fact that Edmonton permitted Dallas, who trailed just 3-1 after 2, only 4 shots on net. And here again, Bob, in the first 5 minutes of the third period, Dallas doesn't have a shot on net. Heiskanen with the first shot on net for the Stars off the draw, and a wrister handled by Skinner, and that goes back toward your point of the constant face-off losses are starting to add up on the shot clock and giving Dallas at least a hint of momentum because they had nothing going on in the first 5 minutes.
And Draisaitl, Knoblauch's going to have to ride Draisaitl and McDavid a lot here. McDavid killing penalties. He's playing in every facet of the game right now.
Draisaitl against Roope Hintz, won the draw. Blasted toward the net by Lindell. That was deflected wide. Rantanen put it behind for Hintz to Heiskanen. One-touch Hintz. Rolled it around the boards. Mikko Rantanen. He was checked by Nurse. Then got it back. Rantanen protecting on his backhand. Dallas has had trouble finishing in this series, and Rantanen taken now. He has been quiet throughout this series. Heiskanen spins away from traffic.
How about that reverse pivot?
Just 2 solo assists for Mikko Rantanen in this series. Heiskanen shoots it in. Troy Stetcher around the boards. Brett Kulak run off the puck by Rantanen. Domino effect. Duchesne went down. Inside to Marchment. Out to the point. Liam Bichsel. Left wing shot blocked. Marchment's likewise also blocked. And cleared safely by Frederick to Janmark. And then a burst of speed. Kulak down the middle. Turns and centers. And at the last moment, Kane had it taken away by Liam Bichsel. Kane for a moment was open. Janmark, good back check through the neutral zone against Marchment. Kicks it back to his defenseman. A stretch play to Arvidsson left wing. Squeezes through traffic. Fell down, however. Has to drop it off for Evan Bouchard. His shot wobbled wide. Rebound. Tyler Seguin will get on the puck, but turn it over to Arvidsson. He, in turn, coughed it up to Duchesne. This game at times fiercely fought, frightfully flawed, but a highly competitive game 4. Chipped in by Oscar Beck. Darnell Nurse up the left-hand side. Nugent Hopkins run off the puck. Jamie Benn will toss it back in for Dallas. Stuart Skinner to Nurse, trapped in the corner. Up the right-hand boards. Perry against Thomas Harley, won the battle and launched one inside the Dallas blue line. Puck retrieval for Ceci. Jamie Benn, an area point in this series. Up the right-hand side, Oscar Beck. Cross ice, broken up. Good play by Perry. And that creates for McDavid, charging in against Ceci. Button hooks, dishes off. Perry, left circle, shot and a save, Ottinger. Rebound, Klingberg. Behind the net, Perry. And now Nugent Hopkins on the puck. Shovels it out. A blast by Wallman, and that stayed out. Ottinger appeared to be screened. Wallman can really shoot it. Blackwell with a mistake. He was one stride away from center and then banked it off the board, so it's icing against Dallas. Calvin Pickard, we should mention, backing up Stuart Skinner tonight. He is a perfect 6-0 in the playoffs, and when we talk about Edmonton's depth, we extend that to the goaltending position. Skinner has faced just one shot in this third period, and we've played more than 7 minutes. After the icing call, Henrique returns to the wing with Draisaitl and Kapanen. Face-off win for Draisaitl. Wallman, Klingberg. Draisaitl coming off the goal line. Double team. He'll shovel it back to Adam Henrique, and the Oilers set up the cycle. Kasperi Kapanen trapped in the corner. Draisaitl comes over to bail him out. Force it back through, and Klingberg unable to hold the zone. Wallman strides back, picks it up, fires a pass, right wing for Kapanen. Dumped on net. Ottinger brushes it into the corner for Heiskanen. An outlet pass for Esa Lindell. Kapanen closed quickly on him. On to Mikhail Granlund. He was dropped as he entered the zone. And Dallas unable to keep it in. Heiskanen back at center to Sam Steele. Tried a second time to drive it in deep and failed to do it. Kapanen just threw Granlund to the ice as Edmonton dumps it back into the Dallas zone. But Colson thunders in on the forecheck against Lindell. And another hard check frees it up. But Colson looking for Janmark, who had applied that second check. But Dallas eventually able to break out. Robertson up to Roope Hintz. He's immediately closed quickly on Bond. And now it's Arvidsson the other way. Chugging in from the right-hand side. He'll put it down low. Broken up by Petrovic. And Bichsel for Dallas up to center. Roope Hintz stood up at the blue line by Kulak. Drop pass Arvidsson, right wing. Janmark to the net. And a great defensive play at the last instant. Getting in there was Mikko Rantanen for Dallas. That was a heck of a defensive play, but Nugent Hopkins steals it right back. Rantanen closes on him and takes the puck away from Nugent Hopkins with a backhand flip. I'll tell you what, Mikko Rantanen, we forget sometimes, Bob, he is a heck of a player. Top 6 all-time in points per game and third on the all-time finish scoring list in the Stanley Cup playoffs behind only a pair of Oilers, Jari Kurri and Esa Tikkanen. Chipped up the middle. Nugent Hopkins lets it go free. Ottinger will knock it down. 10.5 remaining, third period. 2-1 Edmonton. Harley to Tyler Seguin. He'll shoot it in. Wallman on the puck for Edmonton. Backhands it, looking for John Klingberg. Bottled up by Duchesne. Played back behind, and Wallman receives from Klingberg. And now it's another reset for Edmonton as we're almost halfway through this third period. Oilers holding on to a 2-1 lead in Game 4. Draisaitl looking to give his team a 3-1 series lead. He misses Evander Kane. Puck caroms off the corner boards. Laid ahead for Mikael Granlund. His shot wide from the left wing. Rebound Kane. Knocked off a stick by Sam Steele. Dallas wants a change. Kane afforded a second opportunity. Will clear to Leon Draisaitl. Heiskanen back defensively. Draisaitl peels off. He wants a change. Lindell shovels it ahead for Granlund. Stretch play to Jason Robertson. The only man to beat Stuart Skinner tonight. Draisaitl and Perry with power play goals for Edmonton. All the goals on the power play tonight. It's Edmonton 2, Dallas 1. Henrique to Janmark with 9.5 minutes left in regulation. And this crowd in an uproar as Edmonton looks to move within a game of the Stanley Cup final. Stetcher, a shot deflected out of play into the mesh, and we'll take timeout. 9:20 to go in the third. There's nothing like Stanley Cup playoff time in the city of Edmonton. We're downtown at Rogers Place, and this crowd in a controlled fury. Edmonton 2, Dallas 1. The Oilers looking to take a 3-1 series lead. More live third period play-by-play on deck. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
When was the last time your electricity and natural gas provider made you feel like this? Low rates, no strings attached, year-round perks, and local energy experts who always have your back with Encore by Epcor. Find that carefree energy feeling at encore.epcor.com/carefree.
Customers are free to purchase natural gas or electricity services from a retailer of their choice. For a list of retailers, visit ucahelps.alberta.ca or call 310-4822 toll-free.
Hey folks, Paul Brandt here. Around these parts, we work hard, play hard, and we demand the best. Sometimes you need a truck that's a cut above. The Ford Super Duty. Tough enough for any job with the style and luxury you deserve. It's as powerful as it is refined with cutting-edge features that make every drive a pleasure. In short, this ain't your everyday pickup. The Ford Super Duty. Drive the finest truck Alberta has to offer today at your Alberta Ford dealer. And tell them PB sent you.
RS Breakers and Controls, Canada's leader in new, used, tested, and obsolete circuit breakers, MCC buckets, bus plugs, and switches. They have everything you need to maintain your aging electrical infrastructure, ensuring it operates as good as new. Their 24/7 emergency response gets you back up and running quickly, saving valuable time and money. Minimal generators or modifications needed, and like-for-like replacements mean no special inspections. Don't replace, repair your legacy equipment with RS. Visit rsbreakers.com.
Listen on air, online, and on the Radio Player Canada app. This is the Oilers Radio Network.
Game 4 has been a terrific hockey game. And here in the third period, Edmonton has permitted Dallas, the team that's trailing, just one shot through almost 11 minutes. Pretty airtight. The Oilers 2, the Stars 1 as we bring you back to the live action. Stars through the neutral zone. They need a tying goal if they have any hope of tying this series. Otherwise, Dallas would be facing elimination on home ice Thursday evening. Bob and I will have it for you at 6 Mountain Time. Jason Robertson will chip it behind the Oiler defense. Bouchard gives way to Kulak. Hard wind-up, not out. Lindell, high slot. Threw it to the opposite corner, Heiskanen. Wrap around Robertson in front. Blue paint, puck available. And the Oilers have it. Grabbed and cleared by Perry. Nugent Hopkins alongside. Perry shoots it in. Corey Perry, the go-ahead goal midway through the second period. All goals on the power play tonight. Perry and Draisaitl for Edmonton. Jason Robertson, who had a hat trick a year ago today to give Dallas a Game 3 win at Rogers Place, has the only goal for the Stars. Cody Ceci off an Edmonton dump in with 8 1/4 left in regulation. He'll get the outlet back from Mikko Rantanen. Skip one off the boards. Charging in is Duchesne. Can't get there. Oilers lay it up the left-hand side. It's Leon Draisaitl. Tried to swing it ahead for Kapanen. That was intercepted. Taken by Thomas Harley. Paired with Cody Ceci defensively up to Tyler Seguin. He'll dump it in from the right-hand side. Skinner to play it up the left-hand boards for Edmonton. You've got Henrique, and now Draisaitl has 2 available options. One of them is Kapanen. Right wing, Stetcher to the net. Takes the pass, and it kind of hit the heel of his backhand, and Stetcher ended up getting double-teamed, and that allowed Tyler Seguin to skip one off the plexi and back through the middle. Played by Podkolzin back to Jake Wallman, and it's a reset for Edmonton with 7.5 minutes to play in regulation. Janmark guides one behind the net. Ottinger, right-hand side for Petrovic. Sam Steele up the right-hand side. The dormant Dallas offense trying to get her going here. Kyle Granlund shoots it in. The Oilers bump it right back to center. Janmark doing the honors just out of the reach of Arvidsson and Podkolzin, who nevertheless are persistent on the forecheck. The Stars get a clear. A steal by Arvidsson, though. Right circle. Didn't pull the trigger. Petrovic will crowd him in the corner and try to force that puck free. Janmark is there. Fires it into the high slot. Kane wasn't sure that Edmonton had completed a change and elected to let the pass go all the way down, and a reset for Edmonton one more time. Wallman with 6:40 left in regulation. Shots in this period, 8 for the Oilers and just 2 for the Dallas Stars. Edmonton led 2-1 after 2. A dump in. Ottinger plays it up the right-hand side. Stars have the puck in the neutral zone. It's fired in by Lindell. Skinner calling signals. Rantanen tried to turn his way toward the middle. Frederick knocked the puck away, got it to Evander King. Couldn't get through Heiskanen, but Frederick with support pumps it ahead for Connor McDavid. Right circle, cross ice, Kane shot, and a save, Ottinger. Game-saving stop that time by Jake Ottinger. As Bob and I have talked about it ad nauseum tonight, Ottinger's best game of the series, but he has run into Stuart Skinner, who's matching him and surpassing him in terms of the goaltender. Dallas moves in on the forecheck. Marchment finishes his check, but Bouchard took the hit to make the play. Draisaitl to Kapanen, and it's driven back behind. Ottinger got a little careless and turned it over to Draisaitl. Adam Henrique is nearby. Big hit by Kapanen. Remember, no Zach Hyman, injured earlier in this hockey game and lost for the remainder of the evening. Nurse off to Stetcher. Nearly gave it away, but Edmonton even had a third guy down low, and it was Draisaitl to tie up Seguin. Seguin and Draisaitl grappling for puck possession. Trying to break loose as Jamie Benn wrestled the stick away in the process. Here's Seguin back on the puck. Left circle. Can't get a shot away. Edmonton has it packed in. Seguin surveys, fires, saves. Skinner. 28 saves for Stuart Skinner. Edmonton 2, Dallas 1, 5:08 to play, third period. The Oilers 5 minutes away from being within one victory of a return trip to the Stanley Cup Final. This is Four Dealers NHL Hockey live from downtown Edmonton and sold out Rogers Place. The Oilers Radio Network.
Get paid to stay with Edmonton's Best Hotels. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in gas, meal, or cash cards. There's over 52 hotels to choose from. Edmonton's Best Hotels. Get paid to stay.
Steelhaus Triton, 2 legendary oilfield services brands, one powerful partnership. Rooted in innovation, reliability, and a steadfast commitment to excellence, Steelhaus is proudly 100% Canadian-owned and locally manufactured. With over 15 field service locations across the prairies and up to the Rockies, they deliver world-class energy solutions with unmatched responsiveness, helping their customers thrive in the most demanding environments. Steelhaus Triton, engineered for performance, built in Canada. Visit steelhausinc.com for more information.
When it comes to your new home, nothing should stop you from getting exactly what you want. Coventry Homes puts your needs front and center. They won't dig past your questions about customization, and making changes won't get you sent to the penalty box. With their customizable designs and flexible options, your game-changing home is within reach. Score big with flexibility by Coventry Homes, the official builder of the Edmonton Oilers.
Get paid to stay with Edmonton's best hotels. Book through edmontonsbesthotels.com and receive up to $225 in gas, meal, or cash cards. There's over 52 hotels to choose from. Edmonton's best hotels. Get paid to stay.
All games, all season. You're listening to the Oilers Radio Network.
2-1 hockey game in favor of the Edmonton Oilers. 5:08 to play in the third period. Edmonton a win puts the Oilers within one victory of a return trip to the Stanley Cup Final. Dallas rallies and ties the series. It's a best of 3. Game 5 Thursday night in the Lone Star State. Off the draw, Mikhail Granlund tried to nudge it in front, then tripped up Leon Draisaitl. And that penalty will cost Dallas 2 of the 5 minutes available to them down the stretch. And Edmonton is 2 for 2 on the power play tonight and 60% at home in the playoffs. So this may allow Edmonton the requisite separation to put the game away.
Well, you got to be careful if you lose a draw here on zone entry on picks, Jack.
I don't think the Oilers are thinking about being careful. I think they're thinking about putting this game out of reach. McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent-Hopkins, Bouchard, and Perry. Again, the injured Hyman not available for this Atco power play. Atco Energy, your trusted Alberta retailer. Exactly 5 minutes remain. Edmonton 2, Dallas 1. The teams have halved 58 shots on net. And Dallas has been permitted just 3 in this final period through 15 minutes. This was after the Oilers limited the Stars to just 4 in the final period of Sunday's 6-1 victory. Draisaitl on the face-off against Colin Blackwell. Comes free to McDavid. Back to Bouchard, left point. Tough pass. Nugent-Hopkins will track it down. Draisaitl and Perry already with power play goals tonight for Edmonton. It's the difference in the game. The Stars pinned in the corner. The puck comes off the glass. Settled by Nugent-Hopkins, who's assisted on both Edmonton goals. Bouchard to McDavid. Back to Nugent-Hopkins, top of the left circle. It's McDavid. Hesitating. Controlling, back to Nugent-Hopkins. 9 points in the series already. Bouchard to McDavid, charges the net, centers, and Perry just flipped it wide. A beautiful one-touch, but he missed the net. Rebound, Bouchard keeps the puck in the zone. And that was a good play just to hold the zone. Now McDavid jitterbugging his way behind the net. One-timer, Draisaitl, and a save made by Ottinger, who's been good tonight, but thus far outplayed barely by Stuart Skinner. Here's Bouchard dishing off. Draisaitl loading up, shooting, and a save. Ottinger, the rebound, hops out of play. Halfway through this Atco power play and 4:02 remaining in the hockey game. Edmonton 2, Dallas 1. Doesn't look like Chris Knobloch will change out anyone on this power play quintet. Well, Jake Ottinger has given Pete DeBoer a much better game.
Yeah, puncher's chance here.
He came into this game with an .842 save percentage in the series. And here's where Chris Knobloch goes back to out-of-the-box thinking. He's going to take a timeout. You don't get bonus points for having it in your hip pocket at the end of the night. So with 4:02 to go, he'll give that top power play unit another chance and a breather here, as Edmonton still with 62 seconds on the penalty to Mikhail Granlund.
Face-off win would be critical here. The Oilers got 58 seconds of zone time and 2 shots on goal and 1 near miss on a tap-in from Corey Perry. Got 3 real good looks.
Power play coming into this series, 6 for 24, but again, all the damage at home. Draisaitl lining up against Sam Steele. Crowd revving it up. looking for an insurance goal that might put this game away. But Steele wins a faceoff from Draisaitl. Harley a chance to clear, and he does.
Steele's been terrific for Dallas.
The entire series. You can make an argument he's been Dallas's best forward. Here's Evan Bouchard from center ice, kicks it back to Connor McDavid. Cuts left, but therein lies the problem if you're Pete DeBoer. Sam Steele can't be your best forward if you want to win the series. A clear by Asa Lindell back to center. Bouchard from the red line, it's Draisaitl. Immediately, two stars run at him, and it's Steele who muscles it back through center ice. 25 seconds left on the man advantage. Down to 3:25 in the hockey game, and that's part of the problem there. Edmonton would have been offside.
Got to get a change here.
Well, you do, but Dallas had 5 minutes to rally from a goal down. Now they're going to have 3. Lead pass, Colin Blackwell. He starts in from the left-hand side. Dallas still shorthanded for another 5 seconds. Ceci will keep the puck down deep. Henrique will take it from Jake Wallman and then feather a pass back for John Klingberg. Steered to first Henrique. Arvidsson made sure to get a touch and get it in deep. Dallas is back at full strength. We'll keep an eye on Jake Ottinger with 2:45 to go. The outlet pass to Rope Hintz, and Ottinger heads for the bench. Extra attacker on. 6-on-5 Dallas. Stars trying to tie the game. It's 2-1. That was the score in Game 6 last year, a game that ended Dallas' season. Despite the Oilers being outshot 34-10 that night, they got a similar type performance from Stuart Skinner, who has turned aside 27 of 28. A break for Dallas. He had one more television timeout, so they don't have to take their timeout. We have a break in the action, 2:35 to go in the third. The Oilers 2, the Stars 1. Edmonton 2.5 minutes away from being one victory shy of a return trip to the Stanley Cup Final. This is Ford Dealers NHL Hockey, the Oilers Radio Network.
Hey, Edmonton. Big moves need big talent, and AMJ is your go-to partner. For all local residential and commercial relocations, AMJ delivers a smooth, stress-free experience. AMJ, your team for every move. Contact your local branch today.
Rogers is Canada's largest and most reliable 5G network. We're made for Oilers fans. You can stream Leon scoring in Leduc. Watch Tide tie things up in Tofield. Or check out Connor doing Connor things in Kalmar. And even watch Stewart steal the show while you're in Sedalia. Try saying that 3 times fast. Rogers, proud partner and fan of your Edmonton Oilers.
Do your tires feel like hockey pucks on the road? Perhaps it's time for a new set of Atturo tires. No matter what you drive, Atturo has the right fit for you, including the all-new Trailblade HT and AZ810. Premium all-weather tires for your pickup, car, SUV, or crossover. You can rest assured that Atturo tires will get you through all 4 seasons. Available at Action Car and Truck, Point S, and tire shops everywhere. Find a dealer near you at atturo.com.
Hey, Edmonton. Big moves need big talent, and AMJ is your go-to partner. For all local residential and commercial relocations, AMJ delivers a smooth, stress-free experience. AMJ, your team for every move. Contact your local branch today.
2:35 to play. Dallas with an net empty. 6-on-5. Face off to the left of Stuart Skinner. Draisaitl out there with Henrique and Kapanen. Wins the draw. Kulak and Ersta D pairing a lead pass. Kapanen has an empty net and pokes it home. Empty netter. Kasperi Kapanen. Edmonton extends to a 3-1 lead with 2:27 to play.
Leon Draisaitl, Dallas dominated the face-off circle in this game, 64%, but Draisaitl wins the draw, and Kulak with the presence of mind to elevate the puck, and Kapanen skated under it. It's the old alley-oop, and that wasn't R.C. Owens, Jack. That was Kasperi Kapanen.
Now, who would Leon Draisaitl be compared to in that alley-oop? Come on, you can't forget the quarterback. If you make the reference, you've got to have Yelberton Abraham Tittle. Y.A. Tittle. Off the draw. A dump in.
Performance for Edmonton here tonight.
Janmark
Well, they're going to pull him again here, Jack, if they get the chance.
Rope hits. Well, it's 3-1 with 2 1/4 to go. You got to. And sure enough, the Stars with an outlet pass. McDavid defending against Robertson. Skinner off the dump in, leaves it, and it's cleared off the left-hand glass, tipped by a Dallas player. So no icing call. 3-1 Edmonton. Kasperi Kapanen, who ended the Vegas series with an empty netter to put the Oilers ahead 3-1. Stars pour back in. Man tripped up, no penalty call. Duchesne took a look, didn't get the call, and the Oilers funnel it off the glass and out. Robertson up through center will snap it in around the boards. Skinner to knock it down. He'll play it hard up the left-hand side for Draisaitl. On to Adam Henrique. He waits, and he lofts the puck, and it went off a Star and out of play, and they're going to say neutral zone face-off. Another break for the Edmonton Oilers with 1:27 to go. Draisaitl and Kulak with the assists on the empty netter.
Now, was that the $1 million backfield, or was that post-dated by the time that Tittle was in there with RC Owens?
No, that was $1 million backfield. John Henry Johnson.
McElhaney?
Hugh McElhaney. And who? Joe Perry.
There you go.
Face off right-hand side. 3-1. 1:27 to go. You've got McDavid digging in for a face-off against Sagan. Because that puck was batted out of play, comes back in the Dallas zone, which means Ottinger is trapped in the pipes. Nurse elects to release the puck off the draw, send it down low. The Stars look to clear, but they can't get Ottinger out because McDavid took it away in the neutral zone. Then Nurse with a slight mishandle in his own zone. Sagan took it away. Ottinger to the bench. Sagan with a centering pass, bumped off a Marchman's body. Sagan on to Heiskanen. Now a one-timer Rantanen from a sharp angle, missed everything. Caromed off the quarter boards, and with a minute to go in Game 4, Edmonton closing in on a 3-1 series lead. The Stars turn it over. McDavid gives it up. Henrique bullseye. 4-1. It's going to be one win away from a return trip to the Stanley Cup final. McDavid teed it up for Henrique, and he made no mistake from just outside his own blue line. Time of the goal, 19:10.
Two-time Memorial Cup winner Adam Henrique, who beat the Kelowna Rockets and Jamie Benn in 2009. That's the furthest goal he's ever scored as an Oiler. That's his fourth of the playoffs, John.
Face-off win for Trent Frederick. Henrique's 13th career playoff goal. 6 of them have been game winners. 2 of them have ended series. Sam Steele in tight to Oscar Beck, stopped by Stuart Skinner, who has outplayed Jake Ottinger yet again. And those chants are unmistakable. We want the cup. Let's hear it. Count you down as Podkolzin dumps it in. 10 seconds. Edmonton, 1 game away from the Stanley Cup final for a second year in a row. And some of the greatest rock and roll bands of our time. No venue is louder than this one.
Jack, in the third period, the Edmonton Oilers outshot the Dallas Stars to the tune, unofficially,
14-4.
14-4. Can talk talk about how great Dallas's first was?
Well, that's 4 shots in each of the last 2 third periods, Bob. And each time, Dallas has been the team trailing. 3-1 in Game 3, 2-1 in Game 4. And with the game very much available to them, the Stars have managed a combined 8 shots in 40 minutes. Let's send it down to Aiden, who's with Kasperi Kapanen, who put it away.
Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Kasperi, through the first 2 periods, you guys held on to 2 leads, but it kind of felt like they had your number a little bit there, just being outshot a little bit. But in the third period, really turned on the Jets there, and things started to really go your way. What was kind of the switch there for your group?
Yeah, I think they were just shooting a lot of pucks, so it felt like, they were on top of us, and we were taking penalties too, which didn't help. Other than them scoring that 1 goal, I thought our PK was pretty good. Obviously, our power play was great today. But yeah, third period came around. We played pretty a mature game, and, it was a big win for us.
2 games at home, 2 wins at home. What does that do for your group as you guys head to Dallas trying to close it out in Game 5?
We're a tough team to beat at home, so it's always good that we're winning games at home, and now we got to go to Dallas and win a big game. We don't want them to come back into this series and come back to Edmonton, so obviously we're going to try to close it out here.
Thanks a lot, Kasperi. Good luck. Guys.
Well, Bob, we're seeing 2 teams on a collision course for a trip to the Stanley Cup Final, the third such rematch in the last 45 years. Yeah. Florida's a little beat up. Edmonton lost Zach Hyman tonight.
And the fact that the decision was so quick, sorry to interrupt you, that they made it so quickly that he wouldn't be back is concerning.
Sure, but I guess my point is, and I know Florida lost the other night, but these 2 teams are looking like wagons right now. The Oilers can play any which way you want it. I thought really for the first 30 minutes tonight, a little bit of, I would say, for lack of a better word, fire wagon hockey.
Yeah.
And yet, when it was time to close it out, Edmonton did so emphatically, and you wonder whether Stuart Skinner is starting to get in the heads of the Dallas Stars. Peter DeBoer said as much the other day. He said, I've seen this before. I'm not surprised that Stuart Skinner is doing it to us again. And he was terrific again tonight with 28 stops, and the team really insulated him as the game wore on.
There's no question, Edmonton, and I think that's what's got people, you got to be pumped up if you're a fan of the Edmonton Oilers. It's just that Stuart Skinner looks like he's getting better, Jack. That's like he's starting to hit a stride here. He's playing one of the best goaltenders in the world, and he's completely outdueled them through the first 4 games of the series. It's not even, and tonight was Jake Ottinger's best performance. And at the end of the day, Stuart Skinner
outplayed him.
That's all you can ask for if you're a fan of the Edmonton Oilers. We said before the series started, we thought that the Dallas Stars, we needed Jake Ottinger to outplay Stuart Skinner. I didn't think that the goaltending for the Edmonton Oilers would be this good. It's been good. Now, Hyman, we'll have to get an update afterwards from Chris Knobloch. That is concerning, but Edmonton's got lots of other players chomping at the bit. It's a different, as you talked about, completely. Matt, remember the Winnipeg series back? That series
they
back?
They played 9-4.
9-4. They got 8 defensemen that can play. We might see, because Connor Brown, if he's in the protocol, will not be able to play on Thursday. So we may see a scenario where the Oilers go 11-7, and maybe they look at putting Matthias Ekholm in and graduating him.
You could see 11-7. You also have a guy who scored 30 goals 5 times in his career sitting in the wings.
As a potential option. Fair comment.
And a guy who's hungry for playoff competition. Played just the first game against Los Angeles, and we haven't seen Jeff Skinner since. But as you rightfully point out, his namesake, Stuart Skinner, his save percentage in his 5 wins, it's hard to compute because if you round up, it's close to 1,000. Stuart Skinner, now 5-4 in the postseason. He has been tremendous in this series. He has faced 115 shots, and he stopped 108. And just a guy that, for whatever reason, seems to save his best for the Western Conference Final. That's a save percentage just a hair under 94. And as Bob rightfully points out, even though Ottinger was better tonight, he wasn't good enough. The 3 power play goals in the first 2 periods decide the game, and 2 of them belong to Edmonton. Draisaitl and Perry, with both assisted by Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and then it was Jason Robertson in between for Dallas. The Stars mustered a grand total of 4 shots shots on net in the third period, and they are now within a game of losing in the Western Conference Final for a third consecutive year. Edmonton wins Game 4, 4-1, takes the series 3-1. What do you look for, if anything, in Game 5? Give me the Dallas perspective. What can the Stars do?
They got to think that at some point Skinner's not going to have a .977 save percentage over the last 3 games. He's stopped 86 of 88 shots. They got to think eventually we're going to get through. We're back on home ice. We're the Dallas Stars. We've played 3 straight conference finals. Now, Jack, it's got to be stated. The Dallas Stars have been outscored 18-2. You mentioned that. 18-2 in their last 4 road games. The Oilers, are they playing with house money going to Dallas?
I don't think so. I think it'll be
close it out.
Incumbent upon Edmonton not only to close it out, Bob, in terms of not giving Dallas any life, but also, we talked about it, Florida's missing 3 regulars. Now Edmonton has seen Connor Brown and Zach Hyman go down in this series. If you're able to shorten series, you also, by the transitive property, reduce your chances of losing guys for the next round.
Worst case scenario for Edmonton, if there was a Game 7 in this series, Connor Brown's okay. He's just in the protocol.
Right.
He would be available to play. But
I'm just saying, you don't want to lose more guys, right? And every game you play, you can lose another.
We'll get an update on Hyman. But man, oh man, special teams and goaltending. That's what won it for him tonight.
And also, I think, Bob, Edmonton's depth. You talked about it. I mean, at various points during this game, the Oilers didn't have Janmark, Hyman, Brown on the penalty kill, and yet the penalty kill responded with kills when it needed. The depth in terms of goaltending, you've got Calvin Pickard sitting on the bench with a 6-0 record, and now Stuart Skinner has come on and won 5 of his last 6 starts, as you say, playing out of his mind. And Jake Ottinger, a hard luck loss tonight. He faced a grand total of 31 shots and allowed just 2 goals, but it was not enough. He's now 9-8 in the postseason, and he's lost 3 starts in a row. We're talking about the guy with the best winning percentage in the history of the National Hockey League Stanley Cup playoffs following a loss. Well, he's lost 3 in a row, and now Edmonton can close out the series in Game 5. Bob and I will have it for you on Thursday night, live from American Airlines Center at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Probably a 6:20 puck drop if you're trying to nail me down. Draisaitl finishes with a goal and an assist. Nugent Hopkins and McDavid each with 2 assists, and Corey Perry at age 40, the game-winning goal on the power play goal midway through the second period. You've got Kapanen and Henrique applying the coup de grace with empty netters in the final 2.5 minutes. The final score of Game 4, Edmonton 4, Dallas 1. The Oilers lead the best of 7 Western Conference Final 3-1. Game 5 is an elimination game, and Edmonton in those games a 9-2 record. When they've got a chance to put you away, they usually do. Vegas found out. LA found out. Dallas will try to deal with it on Thursday night. Until then, for, of course, Brendan Escott and Rob Brown and Aiden Annam down ringside, and I, of course, have to say, my broadcast partner, Bob Stauffer, who, if you're looking for $1 million backfield reference, you got it tonight from Rogers Place. You also got an Oiler win. 4-1 your final, Edmonton. I'm Jack Michaels. Ladies and gentlemen, the pleasure was all ours. The Rogers Postgame Show starts right now.
Exclusive live interviews, expert analysis, and game highlights. This is the Rogers Postgame Show. Once again, here's Bob Stauffer on the Oilers Radio Network.
Bouchard to Draisaitl, top of the right circle. He waits, he dishes. Bouchard showing one-timer. Instead feeds McDavid. Left circle, Nugent Hopkins drags in front. Tapped home, Corey Perry. Power play goal. The Oilers regain the lead. 2-1.
There you go. That's the highlights of it for Century Casino. All in, all games, all season. Century Casino's 3 great locations. Edmonton, St. Albert, next to the Edmonton International Airport at Century Mile. Welcome to the winner's zone. The game winner tonight from Corey Perry scores his 6th of the playoffs, which Jean Beliveau had 39, the 39-year-old year. Perry is now officially 40, but this is considered his 39-year-old year. That is the most in NHL history by a player of that age. Man, oh man, Corey Perry has been money. Such a smart player. Stuart Skinner, stellar. He was excellent once again and loves his matchup against the Dallas Stars. The Edmonton Oilers victorious. The final score 4-1, and this is the Rogers postgame show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Did you know The Brick is proudly Canadian-owned and operated? We started right here in Canada over 50 years ago. Now, our 5,000 team members are proud to be your neighbor in more than 200 communities across Canada. And we support all Canadians with a growing selection of quality-made Canadian products and manufacturers. Nobody knows more about furnishing Canadian homes at the guaranteed lowest price than us. The Brick, saving you more.
Legacy Heating and Cooling jingle auditions take one for Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Zach Hyman. Are you ready, guys?
We were born ready. Heck yes, Nuge. Drop the beat. Call Legacy. Call Legacy. We freaking killed it, Nuge. That's what I'm talking about, Zachary Martin Hyman.
Nice guys. We're going to sell a lot of air conditioners.
Hey, doesn't Legacy offer no payments and no interest for a year on those?
Yeah, well, thanks for the assist on the copy points there, Nuge.
It's just what I do.
Legacy Heating and Cooling.
This is the Rogers postgame show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Kulak and the pairing a lead pass. Kapanen has an empty net and pokes it home. Empty netter. Kasperi Kapanen. Edmonton extends to a 3-1 lead with 2:27 to play.
All right, there you go. That obviously is the insurance goal of the game, brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. Health, dental, travel. We got the coverage you need. Visit ab.bluecross.ca. Let's bring aboard our Inside the Game analyst, Rob Brown. Rob, your assessment on what we saw tonight.
I thought I saw two good teams have a very good hockey game. I think both goaltenders were exceptional. The specialty teams for the Edmonton Oilers, again, just difference makers. Anytime that you need a big goal from the Oilers power play, it seems to find it. But the biggest thing to me, and this is what we've seen over the last few seasons for the Oilers, is when they have a lead in the third period, they're professional, they're mature, and they shut the other teams down. And I know that you said at the end of the game, the shots were like 13-4, something like that in the third period. Usually there's a shot effects where the team that's trailing has a lot of shots.
Yeah.
And it was not the case tonight, as the Oilers really gave the Dallas Stars nothing. Dallas had some zone time, but the Oilers did a really good job of boxing them out, keeping everything to the outside, blocking shots, taking care of the blue paint. This was a great effort by the Dallas Stars, but it wasn't enough against an Oilers team that knows how to win. And you talked about with depth. They went in tonight almost the entire game without Zach Hyman, who's a 54 goal scorer and was going to set the record for most hits ever in the history of a playoff run. This Oilers team is good, but they do have to finish it off as soon as possible.
I agree. They have to finish it off. So here's the thing.
Yep.
It didn't look good for Hyman. So we're not going to – they made a quick decision.
And I heard you talking, and I'm texting with my buddies, the fact that we knew – halfway through the first period that he wasn't coming back.
Not good.
The way he left, no, it was not good.
All right. So, and Mason Marchand with a healthy run on it, and there was some stuff that happened in the first period that wasn't pretty. The Oilers got the goaltending. Skinner. Rob, 86 of 88 over the last 3 games. That's a .977 save percentage. I don't know if we've seen a goalie string that good of 3 games in a row since Cujo against the Colorado Avalanche back in '98.
But you look what he's done in his last 6 games. He's 5-1, and in those 5 wins, he's got 3 shutouts and 2 one-goal games. And it's against 2 powerhouse teams. It's against a Vegas team that is deep throughout its lineup and a Dallas Star team that's deep throughout its lineup. It is frustrating. You and Jack were talking, does it get in the heads of the players? Yes. I saw a number of Dallas Stars miss the net early in the game on wide open looks because they're trying to be precise now instead of just firing the net. There's a frustration level when in the first period the Dallas Stars probably felt they should have been winning. They had more chances. They had more shots. But they're not getting anything. You're sitting in the dressing room between periods like, okay, we can't play any better than that. We're still trailing on the scoreboard. So Stuart Skinner is locked in. And we've been talking about it a lot, not as much with you, but with Brendan and with podcasts and stuff. The importance, and you and Jack just talked on it, the importance of both Florida and Edmonton finishing their series off. because of injuries that are possible, because of suspensions. And in the last game for the Florida Panthers, they missed 3 really good hockey players out of their lineup. Tonight, the Edmonton Oilers lost one. They lost one last game. You want to finish it off. You do not want to have to play an extra game where something bad can happen. And we've seen that. Well, 2 years ago, the top 2 goal scorers in the National Hockey League are Reinhart and Hyman. Both players are out for their respective teams right now. Those are 2 huge losses.
Yeah, absolutely. Rob, great stuff.
Sounds good, Bob.
This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
At Fountain Tire, we're all about one thing: taking care of your vehicle. Oh, and your wallet. I guess that's 2 things. Save up to 20% off select tires until June 14th. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Pizza 73, the official pizza of your Edmonton Oilers. Loyal to the oil, in Edmonton we trust. Rising to the top like a pizza crust. Got the flavors to play, yeah. Cooking on ice. Hunger happens, gotta score a slice. Let's go Oilers, E-Town unite. Ice District to Jasper, downtown to White. Wearing orange and blue, game on the street. Make the right call, Pizza 73. Let's go Oilers. 737373, Pizza 73.
Proudly headquartered in OilCountry, Capital Power is delivering reliable and affordable power today while building clean power systems for tomorrow, creating the balanced energy solutions communities across Alberta and North America can depend on. Visit capitalpower.com to learn how they are powering change by changing power. Be part of their energy and join Capital Power as we all cheer on our Edmonton Oilers on their quest to win it all.
At Fountain Tire, we're all about one thing: taking care of your vehicle. Oh, and your wallet. I guess that's 2 things. Save up to 20% off select tires until June 14th. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
You're tuned in to the Rogers Postgame Show on the official voice of the Edmonton Oilers, 880 CHAD, and on the Oilers Radio Network.
Who, curiously enough, has just 1 power play goal in this postseason. Uses a pick from Corey Perry to Nugent Hopkins. One-timer to score! Leon Draisaitl, power play goal! Edmonton takes a 1-0 lead in Game 4.
That's the plus play of the game, brought to you by Catelli Protein Plus with the classic taste of Catelli and 17 grams of protein. It's the most delicious way to score with your taste buds on and off the ice. To the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Pizza 73. The Medicine Hat Tigers have advanced straight to the Memorial Cup final. Willie Desjardins squad led by Gavin McKenna. With Tanner Molendijk on defense and local product Bryce Pickford. They have Hunter St. Martin is from Edmonton. He's on that team. 3-0. They are in the Memorial Cup final, and they will await the winner of London against one of the 2 Quebec League teams, because London beat both Quebec League teams. So Sam O'Reilly's squad is in the semifinal, and we'll wait for that. Carolina Hurricanes trying to extend their season at home tomorrow. They're down 3-1 to Florida. The Edmonton Oilers are now up 3-1 on Dallas, and the Edmonton Oilers have outscored the Dallas Stars 13-2 over the last 3 games. This is the Rogers Postgame Show on the Oilers Radio Network.
Real Canadian Superstore has more ways to save than any other major grocer. Check out their weekly flyer for PC Optimum offers, deals on club size, no name, and always low-priced everyday items. Visit in-store to find everything from fashion and home decor to toys and electronics. And don't forget their new Fresh Promise on produce. If your produce isn't fresh, they'll replace it and refund it. There are so many ways to save at Real Canadian Superstore. See their flyer for details.
Get ready to live sky high. Sky Signature Suites offers remarkable units for rent featuring sophisticated floor plans, designer finishes, and breathtaking views. Experience resort-like amenities including a full-time concierge, yoga and fitness studios, golf simulator, plus indoor and outdoor lounges for you to live your best life. Visit SkySignatureSuites.com and make your home high above the ordinary.
Molson Cup 3 Stars, brought to you by Molson, the official beer of the Edmonton Oilers. Whether it's Canadian Ultra Export or Excel, there's a Molson with your name on it. You must be of legal drinking age. The 3rd star tonight with a goal and a great pick that helped create the first power play goal, Corey Perry. 2nd star tonight, he stopped 86 of 88 over the last 3 games. Stuart Skinner, 1st star tonight. He's got 9 points in 4 games in the playoffs in the conference final against Dallas. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. For my play-by-play partners this season, Jack Michaels has got all the action here during the Western Conference Final. Cam Moon, Rob Brown, Brendan Escott, Bryn Griffiths, Aidan Gannam. Studio producers Kellen Kennedy at the helm tonight, and Eamon Hashem, and our longtime ace engineer Troy Bowler. Bob Stauffer saying so long, everybody. The Oilers win 4-1. They're up 3-1 in the series. They head with a chance to close it out Thursday in Big D.
Rogers Postgame Show is heard following each of our NHL broadcasts. Portions of this exclusive broadcast are brought to you by Ford, official partner of the Edmonton Oilers. Built Ford proud. Molson, official beer of the Edmonton Oilers. Whether it's Canadian, Ultra, Export, or Excel, there's a Molson with your name on it. Must be legal drinking age. And Rogers, proud partner and fan of the Edmonton Oilers.
To the net, backhander score!
This live play-by-play broadcast is intended